I'm a fish boy who skates for Team X, blades with a leprechaun who plays basketball. Come to my smart house, meet my alien sister. Don't come hungry, because I'll bet my mom can't cook. Hello everyone and welcome to Mum Can't Cook, a Decom podcast. I am one of your hosts, Andy Farrens.
Wow, goo goo gaga, I'm a little baby.
Okay, this is audio poison already. What's happening?
Baby Luke, get closer to the microphone. I'm a little baby.
Okay, you're not. I mean, I can see you. You're an adult man.
No.
What is this?
I'm little baby. I went in the machine and it made a scary noise, and now I'm a baby. And I have pooed myself.
Luke, I told you I wasn't going to get involved with all of this. This baby play thing that you're into.
You've got to queen me or I will get very washy. My sweep and your sweep hinges on the washiness of my areas.
It's a strong contender for worst opening ever. I think I'm just going to pull the eject lever now.
Okay.
And say that we're talking about the Poof Point, which is a whole movie of this.
Listeners, what you just heard is what today's movie, the Poof Point, is not. It is where this movie is not willing to go. But it's willing to go to some weird places, don't you worry.
Such a stupid film.
It's such
a stupid film about scientists who are stupid.
Yeah. They accidentally, while trying to time travel, they end up going backwards in age, and along the way they learn a little something. Sort of. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Let's hear the trailer. Here's the trailer.
Marigold! Eddie and Marie's parents were trying to go back in time, but now they're going back in age.
I'm a teenager.
What?
And they're gonna keep on getting younger.
Oh no!
Until they're gone forever.
I want to ride on the spaceship.
Catch Disney Channel's original movie, The Poof Point, tonight at 8/7 Central.
Norty meant a mess.
Part of Zoog Weekends.
Anything you want to get off your chest, Andy, before we begin this one, apart from the fact that it's breathtakingly stupid?
Yeah, I have like a real problem with the premise of this film. Like the entire premise. So, I don't know. That's like a lot to get into, I suppose.
Okay. I'd go to bat for the premise, because I don't think there's anything wrong with, in theory, like, what if the kids had to look after the parents and the kids had to be the grown-ups and the parents were the kids, which is, not a particularly original idea, but there's scope there for, examining some universal truths about growing up, about parenthood. But yeah, this film sucks. I think this movie was heavily messed around with in the edit. Heavily.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's got the classic decom thing of like the main character doing two-camera narration because stuff wasn't clear.
Yes.
Or they didn't explain it properly. But at times he'll just sort of pop in with like VO narration.
Yeah.
So you'll just get his disembodied voice floating around the scene and you're like, where are you?
And it's almost always like word for word something someone's just said. Like, we need to find the vector modulator. We needed to find the vector modulator.
Like, yes.
And it's like, yeah, I know.
We know, man. We're trying to watch the movie. You want to pipe down?
Yeah. And occasionally, in fact, quite regularly, like they'll set something up like, we're not going to be able to do X unless we find out how to Y. And then someone will wander in the next scene, go, hello, I found Y and solved X. Okay.
So nothing to worry about there.
Yeah, so it's okay. And that would have been quite maybe interesting to see, but I see you've made the decision to do it off camera. Okay.
Have you ever been in a cinema and you've been sat next to someone who feels the urge to sort of talk through the film, but not in a like just talking away? They'll be like commenting on the film or like predicting things that are going to happen in the film.
Yeah.
Like, I went to see Beetlejuice, and I was sat next to a pair of older women. And one of them was completely silent throughout the film. The other one just kept saying things like, "Oh, there's Beetlejuice." Like, yeah, we know.
So,
Like, it's happening now on the screen.
when I went to see Jurassic Park 3, I was sat next to someone who verbalized whenever a dinosaur appeared.
I see.
And I mean whenever. I don't mean like screamed or anything, because obviously that would be fine and legitimate, but went like, there's a dinosaur. And then sometimes if a dinosaur would pop out, but more than one, it would be like, there's a dinosaur, another one. Another one.
Did they have a little notebook? Or a clicker? Were they tallying?
Yeah.
Is it like, were they from the British Board of Film classification? And
Yes.
Like, if you have more than 11 dinosaurs, it's a 15. So you can have 11 dinosaurs and one non-sexual swear word.
Spielberg's like, oh, come on, it's a pterosaur.
So it's a bit like that. It's a bit like
that.
sitting next to a woman who's like, that's Beetlejuice's house.
Yeah, it's bad. I think I could fix this film immediately. Here you go. When the grown-ups, when the parents age backwards, every time they de-age, replace the actors with children.
This is like a huge sticking point for me. I think it's such a stupid decision to have the whole thing hinge around them de-aging and then them not actually de-age. Their bodies are the same age. It's like, their brain is de-aging.
Why is just... But they've done legit, like, time travel stuff. They should be de-aging.
Yeah.
But
also, confusingly, whenever they look in a mirror, they see themselves as the age they're supposed to be, like Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap.
Yeah, and
they're not.
They see each other as well, like the age that they're supposed to be.
And yet they can see their children who shouldn't exist or should look like a sperm cell and an egg cell.
And we're told that when they hit the fatal poof point, that's the point where they de-age so much that they go back to the moment they were born, then they just sort of go like poof and cease to exist. But why would they cease to exist? Because it's still the body of an adult man, just with like at the point where the brain sort of
his body, he should just slump to his knees like he's been shot by a sniper and just because his brain is evaporated.
His evaporated brain should leak out of his eyeballs, and he should
why didn't you show that?
Fall heavily onto his children.
Okay, well, this movie's stupid. So we open on Taj Mowry, the brother of Tia and Tamara from Twitches. You might remember him from Hounded, where he's being owned by a dog constantly. He has the same energy in this film, which is the sort of frantic, against the clock, screaming. I don't know, his sort of on-screen persona and everything I've seen him in has been like barely contained hysteria. And just like, no, for the entire movie.
Well, in Hounded, he was being constantly owned by a dog.
And in this one, he's being owned by his baby parents.
Yeah, in this one, he's sort of being owned by the concept of time. Aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
We're all Taj.
Yes.
Yeah, so Taj Mowry is Eddie Ballard. We open with him in front of a chalkboard addressing the camera directly. You've probably never thought about what your parents were like when they were kids, right? He says. You probably just thought that they were born as parents already. But then he goes on to drop the bombshell that for him...
They weren't.
They weren't.
Yeah. Guess what?
He says, the only thing scarier than having to imagine what your parents were like as children is having to live it. That's what happened to me. Science fiction, you think? Oh no, says Eddie, introducing a science fiction film.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing scarier than imagining your parents young is having to live with them that way, he says, which is such a weird way of putting it. So we see his neighbourhood, an average house, an average sister, average friends, he says, and we see a clip from much later in the film of a horde of children descending on his house with pizza. Confusingly. And now for you non-believers, he says, meet my mom. We see his mother. She has spaghetti all over her head and shrieks, I won my bottle.
Yes.
And my dad, he says. He is covered in toilet paper, has Q-tips in his hair, and is throwing baby powder around. Naughty make a mess, he explains.
This is my life, says Eddie. And it's all because of the Poof Point.
Yeah, he is roughly grabbed and powdered by his baby father.
A bad sentence.
He is roughly grabbed and powdered
by his baby father.
By his baby father. It's all because of the Poof Point, he says.
Yeah.
It's not because of the Poof Point. The Poof Point is a different thing. It's because of a failed time travel experiment. But that's not the title of the film, I guess, so it's fine.
It's like they were so wedded to calling this film The Poof Point that they've had to add in all this voiceover afterwards. By the time the words The Poof Point appear on screen, someone's going to have had to have said, what you're about to read and hear is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Hello, Disney Channel viewer. I know it might seem like this is going to be a boring and bad film, but guess what? It's not.
Guess what? It won't be. Lies, Eddie.
Now, look, I know you've tuned in to see me being roughly powdered by my baby father, and it's coming. I promise. It's like the first kill in a slasher movie. You've got to get that out of the way first.
Yes, yeah.
And then you can have all the kind of slow build.
Yeah,
you've got to get one out of the way first. So you need to have Naughty made a mess at the start.
Yeah,
otherwise it's not good and funny.
Naughty made a mess is Drew Barrymore getting got in Scream. Yeah,
in Scream. Yeah, exactly. Also, it's not really important, but the movie is called The Poof Point, and they weren't considering this at the time, but poof is an extremely dated slur for gay men from like the 1970s in the UK, and it just hits my ear wrong every single time they say it.
Every single time. It feels bad to say, obviously, but no, I mean, what were they going to do? Do even the most cursory amount of research?
Well, no, of course. They did all their cursory research into science, which is why there's like some math symbols on a chalkboard once.
Oh man, I'll tell you what they really did cursory research on was the Civil War. we'll get into that.
Yeah, good stuff.
Okay, so bad times.
So this is all in flashback, I guess. So that was what was happening, but this is how it started. We see Eddie playing guitar. His house is sort of quietly detonating around him. His sister Marie comes in and asks how he can play guitar when the house is quietly detonating. Yep. And he says, oh, this detonation isn't worse than the usual ones.
Then, from a Star Trek sliding door, emerge Mom and Dad.
Told you the proton generator was over torqued.
Norton, I'm telling you, it's the electronic ignition system.
Are you two all right?
We're better than all right. Marie on the verge of a breakthrough.
It sounded more like a breakdown.
Oh, no, dear, we're fine. Well, it's as your father always says. Science is rarely pretty.
Look, please just be sure you're ready by 1 o'clock.
For what?
Told you they wouldn't remember.
Our graduation?
Now, what you can't see in the clip is that but you probably imagined it from the sound of the swooshing Star Trek sideways sliding door.
Yep.
This house is absolutely full of science crap that isn't doing anything.
Yes.
There isn't a surface that doesn't have a Van de Graaff generator or a microscope or a big weird science ball on it.
But it is like a sort of 4-year-old's drawing of like a science lab. The kitchen has a big grid of like plasma ball screens in it. And what Mum and Dad are doing during this conversation is like getting their breakfast, so they're getting like coffee and sandwiches. Mum picks up a plate of something and puts it in one of these little sort of nooks, and her food is heated up. It seems to be a microwave, but with no door, so they're all getting irradiated or something. I don't know.
Yeah, science.
My first thought, which is not borne out by the events of the film, was that the parents are not scientists. They just invented this fiction and bought some plasma balls so that they could be left alone while doing it.
I mean, there are easier ways, surely.
What they call the lab is like, so that, so they can spend all day just loving on each other.
The sexatorium.
Yeah, and then when they have to
basement.
come out for sort of coffee and donuts and
electrolytes.
Yeah, they just walk out going, the theta Vanda generators are really unpumped. We're going to have to recharge the Sigma somethings anyway. Bye, kids.
back into the sexatorium. I mean, lab.
Yeah. Let me just pick up this baby oil. I mean, mechanical lubricants.
That's foreshadowing baby oil because he'll need it later.
Yeah,
when he's a baby.
when he's
an adult baby.
When he's getting roughly talked by baby dad.
Again, Again, your theory may well hold out. Yeah.
Okay. So the parents pretend that they knew about this graduation event. We are, of course, getting the impression that mum and dad are desperately distant parents, obsessed only with their science and have no interest at all in their children's lives.
I will not be humiliated at graduation, says Marie. Sure you will, says Eddie. Then he insults her, fat shames her a bit. We discover he skipped a grade at school, which has no bearing on the plot whatsoever.
No.
I guess it's just so they can both go to the same graduation thing, or just make them twins. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird. And then he sings a small song about how he's great and his sister sucks. Another slam dunk likeable decom protagonist, folks.
Before Dad vanishes back into the sex lab, he bumps into the dog Einstein, who he hates, which to me raises a question of why you have the dog. He goes, "Out of my way, you mongrel!" and sort of hisses angrily at Einstein, the dog.
I mean, they're clearly doing science on it, experiments, injecting it with various Hulk serums and things of that nature.
We never thought you would live this long, Einstein. We would never have got you if we thought you were going to survive phase 1.
The house looks like if a sort of local laser tag business had gone out of business.
Yeah.
And you'd bought the building because you wanted to live in it, but you hadn't changed the decor much. You just sort of you'd put normal furniture in a laser tag centre.
Which, for
so
all
it's all
we know,
bare concrete walls.
is exactly what they've done.
Yeah, it's all bare concrete walls and like metal and like flashing neon, like electricity arcing everywhere. But then it's just a sort of normal table and chairs and like people eating breakfast.
It's definitely a set rather than, you know, a house that they've kind of rigged for filming, because at the end of the film, we're shown the family having a family barbecue and they're barbecuing indoors, which is an insane thing to do. But it must be because there was no garden in which to film. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
figure.
While all this is going on, the sister she loads a bowl into a sort of Faraday cage and then takes it out and puts it in a science machine that fills it with Cheerios. I've written, it seems slower than just pouring Cheerios out of a box.
Yeah, definitely.
But fine.
The carnival of wonders in this house are mostly just appliances for ice cream and breakfast cereal.
Yeah. Laugh now, says Eddie, but when we're in high school next year, I'm going to be an urban slug. What could it possibly mean, I've written?
Well, a mysterious boy called Colin got him an audition to be the bass player in the band Urban Slugs, is what their conversation bears out.
I see.
Marie isn't interested in the Urban Slugs, though. She looks across the road to her neighbour across the way, one Lizzie Cook. She looks at Lizzie Cook, who is talking to her parents. Lizzie Cook and her parents are normal. They don't have a sex lab and they don't hate their dog, and you know, and they're going to their children's graduation and all this stuff. So Marie is sort of wistful for a more normal childhood.
She says, wouldn't it be nice to be her? She's talking to her parents and they're actually listening. And then Eddie says, and when they sit in a chair, it acts like a chair. He then sits in a chair that immediately springs restraints around him and sort of violently holds him in place.
Well now, what if this is something that's supposed to be downstairs?
I think it almost certainly is, yes.
Yeah, it looks, it's really, really intense. I can't imagine why, unless for sort of sexual practices, you would need a normal dining room chair that...
It's the sort of chair a supervillain would have.
Yeah, it's like Dr. Octopus arms, kind of.
Yeah, but it's one of their 4 kitchen chairs.
Yeah. Imagine Dr. Octopus giving you the Heimlich maneuver. That's what this looks like visually. Or just coming up from behind and giving you a big hug. Yeah.
You know, if you've had a long day and you're cooking, and he just comes up behind you and just... Yeah. That's why he's got all those arms.
Like 4 arms go around your sort of ribs in a cuddle, and then 2 go over the top and start squeezing your shoulders.
2 go over the top and start just, you know, moving the peppers around so they don't burn. That's why he made it in the first place.
So that you can melt into Dr. Octavius's arms.
Yeah, while you're cooking.
Yeah, while he sort of briefly cooks. Okay, so... Well, says Eddie, there is one hope for our lives. Maybe when Mum and Dad test their time travel machine today, they'll accidentally send themselves back into the Stone Age. Mm-hmm. Then we'll get a well-deserved break. These kids are very unbothered about the testing of a time machine happening in their house.
They know it's not real. They mean, when they say testing a time machine, they mean testing a new shipment of adult toys that came in.
So if you hear any especially loud sounds, children, as usual, the protocol is don't open the door because photon rays could...
Yes, a time paradox could get out. And you don't want that.
No. Okay, so to camera, Eddie says... In going back to the kind of like VO interstitials, Eddie says they were going to do the first time trial of their time machine today, which we know because it just said it.
It said it, yeah, good.
Eddie says the subject for the experiment was going to be 2 goldfish, and we cut down to the lab and we see the apparatus in question. Mm-hmm. It's like a primary colours version of the transporter from The Fly, sort of a bit.
Yeah, and a sort of like gyroscope thing. It sort of spins around. The dog is in the lab barking. Dad hates it, and he shoots it out of the time travel machine, where it's sort of licking it and like poking it with his paws. And I'm like, this is pretty unscientific, bro.
Yeah, so
it's just a stray dog. Like in Oppenheimer, when a sort of stray dog is like just nosing around the Manhattan Project.
Scene in Oppenheimer where they're about to do the test, and then all of a sudden the dog wanders up with the
J.
launch.
Robert Oppenheimer's dog comes in and he's like, "Oh, shoo, you mongrel!"
with the launch button in his jaws.
Where did you get that, you rascal?
And the whole team has to chase him around and around.
Robert Downey Jr. goes off to buy some sausage links. And he's
run to where he's going to be, not to where he is, you fools.
I thought it was weird that was like 45 minutes in the middle of the film. But, Nolan gonna Nolan.
Yeah. Okay, so Einstein the dog wanders off after a cockroach and accidentally opens a hatch on some sort of thing or other, and a little red thing that looks like a maraca pops out.
Yeah, it's a science maraca. I've referred to it as a science maraca throughout all of my notes.
Yeah. And Einstein sort of takes the science maraca off in his dog jaws and wanders off.
Yep.
Mum and Dad are sort of talking science-y as they prep this. I will say that the science bump, the rubbish they're saying, is particularly weak. I've transcribed some of it.
Oh, please.
K from T prime to T actual, T plus X prime, speed of light times 2T, D of X times G prime, T to the X times T prime. It's like,
surely... T to the X plus T time. Is it T time? I'm going home. It's T time.
This feels really placeholder.
Yeah. I won't go into science details because I can't, says Eddie, fortunately for this movie.
Yeah.
But the machine missing this item, the vector modulator, is a very bad thing.
This is, oh my God, this was so added in post. Like, in a kind of, it's not clear what's happened when,
A science maraca being, like, carried around by a dog.
Like, it's obvious. The dog goes into the time machine and pulls out a component. How could that be good? Like,
yeah, but it's like, they're not going to get this. We'll have to get, how in Oppenheimer when Cillian Murphy comes out and he's like, now the dog pulling out the key component of the atom bomb that looks like a big string of juicy sausages. That was bad, which is why we're all going to chase him around now for a while.
That was very, very bad.
Yeah, very bad.
In my mind, the dog is wearing those protective glasses.
It's wearing a little fedora because it's the 50s. So Dad dismisses the dog and it runs off with the science maraca to its dog bed full of toys.
Yeah.
Are we ready, says Dad. Ready to make history, says Mum. Press enter, says the computer. The science begins. Lights and fans sputter and spin. We get a crash zoom on a circuit board. Time's arrow machine engaged. Prepare for departure, says the computer.
So there are 2 goldfish in the middle of the apparatus. They kind of spin round.
Yeah.
They lift up in the air. All of a sudden, the computer reports unknown variable. Fatal error.
Well, it says Carassius auratus, 1 male, 1 female, combined weight 26 grams. I've written, why does the time machine say your gender and weight out loud? Is that part of it? I don't know.
What an odd choice, Mum and Dad.
So yes, fatal error. The machine spins down.
Yeah. Mum and Dad look absolutely livid that time travel didn't work first try. They're like, what the they walk up to the goldfish and they're like, why are they still here? They're supposed to be back in September of 1863.
Yeah.
They say. Now, I couldn't for the life of me figure out why they chose September of 1863. I did some research onto things that happened in September 1863. And like your Google results are totally dominated by the Battle of Chickamauga. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but it was a very important and decisive battle in the Civil War.
Oh.
So I don't know what they hoped that sending these goldfish back to that would do. But don't
Well,
worry.
say later in the film they want to send the goldfish back to see the Gettysburg Address, but
Yes.
that was in November.
November! Disney!
So, yeah, it was one of those great moments with Mr. Lincoln that you did a whole theme park attraction about.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
go and see that.
I think it is. Look.
Also, what are these goldfish going to do at the Gettysburg
Yeah,
Address?
right? Like, oh my God. Can you think? I can't really think of any more irresponsible things to do with test.
7. Yeah, holy shit, is that a goldfish? It just came out of thin air.
Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
looks like the great American experiment is over.
I'm getting out of here. I'm going to Canada.
You really couldn't choose a more destructive thing to, especially when you don't even know it's going to happen. Like, goldfish could telefrag Lincoln, like appear inside his brain. And with
Lincoln, it's just Lincoln's body with a goldfish bowl on his shoulders and a top hat on top of it. Fish Lincoln now rules the United States.
that would be so good if they sent these goldfish back in time and then they went out and they were like, oh, it doesn't seem to have worked, but then they go outside and everyone walking around has a goldfish head and a Lincoln hat.
They under the cruel rule of Goldfish Lincoln.
The idea, like, why for one thing, you'll never know if it worked. Because
Wait, you can go look at a painting of the Gettysburg Address and see if there's a little painted goldfish in it.
see if everyone's pointing at some goldfish that just appeared.
At this point, Mr. Lincoln made several comments about a goldfish before returning to the speech. Wow, it really happened.
It's just such an unbelievably destructive thing to do. We do learn later that their time travel work is some kind of government grant, so possibly they have like Hydra's hired them or like some nefarious. I don't know. Someone's trying to like divert the course of American history.
Yeah, they want to give like fish herpes to Lincoln.
It's only his one weakness.
So yeah, their plan is stupid, but it also hasn't worked.
Oh my God.
So mum and dad are like,
I can't believe I'm not American. I don't know how well known the date of the Gettysburg Address is, but if I put it in my film, I really think I would get the month right.
I would look it up. You've got a 1 in 12 chance of guessing it right.
Never tell me the odds.
day. They didn't even say the day.
They weren't even like a month either side. They said September and it was November. That is bad. The Gettysburg Address is important and well known.
I mean, there were lots of things that you probably couldn't look up easily before the internet was widespread. Having said that, this film did come out in 2001.
Yeah.
And also having said that, it's the Gettysburg Address!
Yeah.
One of the most famous speeches in American political history.
Oh my God, everyone involved in the making of this film would have had to like learn it in school, right?
And also probably went to the great moments with Mr. Lincoln at Disneyland.
Yes. Well, maybe he got it wrong there.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
It's the science maraca is in the dog bed.
Yeah.
We have got to go, says Mum. The graduation. So if the experiment had gone off okay, they would definitely have missed the graduation. They're only going now because
they're like,
anyway,
we'll do time travel for the first time ever. Then, but like,
okay, 3 p.m. time travel for the first time ever. 3:05 leave for the kids' graduation.
I assume there'll be nothing to write down, document. No phone calls to make.
No, smash cut to her pointing a gun at two of her husband, going, I don't know which one to shoot. The kids are like, Mum, why aren't you at my graduation? You'd think with the power of time travel at your fingertips, you would definitely make it.
Phoning the government, being like, good news, folks, we cracked it. Yes, that's right, we achieved time travel. Oh my God, you did? Yes, last week. It went great. Anyway, we've been absolutely snowed under since then, so we didn't get a chance to tell you until now. But
okay, that's great news. I'm not at my desk at the moment. I'm standing by the Lincoln Memorial. Let me just turn around and oh my God! He's got a goldfish head. What have you done?
Theremin intensifies.
You maniacs, you did it. You really did it.
Oh, I think I love Goldfish Bowl Lincoln. Oh, man. Okay, so Annoyed, they remember their children's graduation. But as they leave the lab, we see the goldfish wobble and get smaller. And the computer says, de-aged 2 months. Wow, they really should have planned in more than 2 minutes for this experiment, because they would have known what was going on if they'd stayed.
Yeah, also, why is the computer programmed to, like, know about things de-aging?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a time travel machine. Why is it
talking about de-aging? How does it even know what that is?
As they prepare to leave, Marie is showing her mum photos of all of her friends, Marie's friends, that is, and going, Mum, do you know who this is? Do you know who this is? Because she's worried that her parents are going to embarrass her at the graduation, and she hopes that by memorising who her friends are, maybe that can be avoided, but Mum doesn't care at all.
Yeah, she says, this is my best friend Lauren, this is my worst enemy Chloe. Just priming her. Dad studies the pictures. He snaps at Eddie to turn down his music so he can concentrate. He's like, I don't like music, I like looking at things and knowing things.
Yes,
not listening to things.
I enjoy science, not listening. And they go back to sort of very irritably looking at photos of their daughter's best friends that she's pleadingly showing them, being like, please, this is Lauren, she's my best friend.
Please know things about my life.
Please care, even though...
They're like, no.
Shut up, Marie. This doesn't matter.
So they all leave the house. How come you don't have a picture of Colin in your little stack, says Eddie to Marie. You know you have a crush on him, you dick. I've written nice family.
Yeah. This movie is such a tease about Colin as well. Colin is going to be mentioned so many times before you see him.
Yeah, and he does not impress.
He doesn't especially live up to the hype.
Yeah.
He's just a sort of regular kid.
In the car, Eddie asks his parents to talk to the other parents about the stock market so they sound less sciencey and more cool. I hate that word, says Dad, and then goes off on a rant about hating the word cool.
Yeah.
Eddie weathers this assault. He's written them notes about the Lakers if they don't want to talk about the stock market. Sample note, wow, that Shaq sure has some impressive stats lately. So you can break that up if you want.
Yeah, that Shaq has sure had some impressive stats lately. I mean...
Have you seen that Shaq tweet?
No.
Like that really good Shaq tweet?
No.
I'll read it to you now.
Okay, go on.
August the 20th, 2009.
Yeah.
At Shaq.
Okay.
I'm at Knott's Berry Farms and my butt's too big to fit in das seats on ride. Brackets, that's me yelling.
Now, look, I'm willing to bet that the stats on that tweet are pretty impressive.
Yeah. I mean, it's got 128,000 likes from this screenshot I'm looking at.
Okay, well, I mean, there you go. There you go.
That's Shaq's got some pretty impressive stats.
Impressive stats lately.
Lately, yeah.
Mum and Dad insist that...
That's me yelling.
That's me yelling. They insist that they don't need flashcards or anything like that, and Eddie puts them to the test. He says, all right then, what's hip-hop? Who's Lil Bow Wow? Name one movie or TV show you saw in the last 5 years.
Who is Lil Bow Wow? I've forgotten.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Lil Bow Wow was I know Lil Bow Wow was a person, but I can't remember what Lil Bow Wow... I remember knowing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like I used to know. Mum says, we saw a Life Cycles of the Earthworm movie on public television last year. Now that's entertainment. Do you see? They like science. Do you see? Do you get it?
I'm getting it.
You're getting it.
We cut to Eddie speaking to camera. My mother and father liked science a lot.
My mother liked science. Anyway, bye.
Back in the lab, we see the specimens de-aged to 1 minute. We don't see it, actually. The computer says specimens de-aged to 1 minute. And we see the goldfish sort of wobble a bit in a CGI way, and the computer says...
Specimens in final phase before the poof point and non-existence, says the computer. Where is it getting this from?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Poof point approaching, says the computer. Danger, poof point reached. These fish don't look...
As if this is a scientific premise that's been established previously.
Warning, you're at the poof point. Yeah, it's like we'll try and build a time machine, but just in case it ends up turning into a sort of rapid de-aging machine, we better program it with a load of terminology that we've invented.
Yeah, we'll need to come up with this theoretical thing that we've never even considered, where you blink out of existence.
Yeah.
The blink point? No, I don't like that. Let's call it the poof point. Yeah, that's better.
That's better. I mean, it was that, or I don't know, age 0.
Yeah.
Or
just non-existence.
Non-existence in 3,
Point
2.
0 point.
Yeah.
These are all good.
Oh, the 0 point.
The 0 point.
The 0 point.
Yeah, that's good.
This film gets 0 points. Okay. At the graduation, mom and dad aren't watching as their children get their diplomas. They're instead looking at a laptop and considering calculations.
That's right.
Eddie and Marie look very sad.
we see them get their diplomas. Their names are Edison Newton Ballard and Marie Curie Ballard. They look to the crowd and see their parents aren't applauding. They're on a laptop doing science. Their misery is total.
Yeah, total. Afterwards, mom and dad do humiliate Marie in front of her friends by talking like dorks.
Yeah, so Marie introduces two of her friends. Dad says, "Greetings, females. Are you elated about the advent of the summer equinox?" The writer's perhaps forgetting he isn't supposed to be a robot.
Well, it's like the way they've written science nerd is just like running a whole sentence through a thesaurus.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean,
here's
okay, let's try it. Here's my note. After, mom and dad humiliate Marie in front of her friends. So if I was going to be a science nerd like dad, I could say, what's a... Now I can't think of any words.
Post the previous events.
Post to the previous events, the mother and father embarrassed Marie ahead of her amicable acquaintances by speaking in the parlance of Poindexters.
Speaking in the loquacious tongues of those who dabble in the scientific arts.
Dorks.
Yeah.
Okay, you get the picture. It's just annoying. It's just like
annoying.
They're annoying. They're not very nice. They're not nice to their kids. They don't care about their children.
No, and their kids hate each other. They're constantly bickering and sniping at each other. It's just like a multi-directional hate spigot that you're sitting there and watching this entire time.
But
it's not good to watch.
But forget that, because then Eddie goes, "There's Colin," and we really run over. And at long last,
we don't see him.
No,
He just runs off towards Colin.
Yeah, we don't actually get to meet Colin, do we?
No.
We get to see mom and dad do a bad job of speaking to people. Dad busts out his shack line in a baseball context, humiliating himself.
Yeah. They meet the parents of the girl that Marie was looking at earlier, the cooks.
Lizzie.
They are called Chick and Corky. They're called. They've been taking bets on how long till the mum and dad scientist characters annihilate the entire neighborhood. Dad explains that they're inventing time travel. Everyone is bored by this for some reason.
Yeah, they're like, "Shut up."
And then mum starts smelling the woman's clothes. Because she's a scientist, you see.
She's a scientist.
She can smell its composition.
Yeah, so she sniffs this woman's jacket and is like 50% polytreacle and the rest is an artificial petroleum blend. It's like, you've never expressed a particular interest in like petrochemicals or...
but it's science, isn't it?
I mean, I guess, yeah.
The one thing about scientists is that they're super horny for science all the time.
All the time.
Anything they see that is scientific in any way, they will sort of jump on it and start licking it.
Anything can be a science.
Anything can be science.
Okay, so we cut to the Urban Slugs, the band.
Yeah.
They are sort of suspiciously eyeing Eddie up and down. "I'm not sure you've got the look," says the head slug. "Urban Slugs have got to be, smooth."
Yeah, the boy saying this has really wet-looking, crispy red tips on his hair.
Oh, can I tell you something about this kid?
Oh, please do.
Okay, so this kid, the leader of the Urban Slugs, is played by a guy called Ryan, who was the drummer / co-founder of a band called I Don't Know How But They Found Me, who I'm not familiar with, but are gigantically popular.
Oh, really?
They have
Still?
Like a recent band. They have a song called Choke, I think, from 2017, which has 235 million streams on Spotify. So statistically, some listeners will be familiar with I Don't Know How, But They Found Me. So guess what? Ryan, who was the drummer, and he's not in the band now, but he is the band leader of the Urban Slugs.
Of the Urban Slugs.
The Urban Slugs. There you go.
More
Urban Slugs trivia to come. Don't worry.
Oh, good. I can't wait. Just hear me play, okay, says Eddie. "You get one shot," says the Urban Slug boy. "Tomorrow, 3:00. Your place? ?
What an insane way to conduct an audition for a band. We'll all come over. We'll all come round to your house.
We'll come to your house. Where do you live?
Okay, yeah, I'll just put all the drums in the car and...
Yeah, we'll get around and play at your house. Does your house support this? Doesn't matter, I'm not going to ask.
There are, as far as I can tell, 6 members of the Urban Slugs.
Yes, there's a lot of members of this band. It's
Made me think they might be a ska band, but no such
There's
luck.
no brass section, unfortunately. Aside from this, Dad goes up to the headmaster and borrows his glasses to the dismay of Marie. Everyone gathers around him to watch. He's doing an experiment which involves reflecting some light through the glasses to prove that time travel is possible, ? But all it achieves is setting the principal's mortarboard on fire.
Yes.
He sort of stands there with his arms crossed, looking in a different direction as it burns. Everyone is sort of panicking and screaming and pointing at him and shouting about how his head is on fire. And he just sort of watches them with a quiet detachment. It's very strange.
And then the scene ends.
And then the scene ends.
And we cut back to the house. If you were thinking it was kind of fun, all that bit where they were out of the house, it's not going to happen again.
So the kids are like, Mum and Dad, we hate you. And Dad is like, hey, we excited kids about science today. Mum says the kids are more excited about the fire trucks and paramedics. So I guess the teacher was very badly
very, very badly. Well, why do they care? They're about to create a time machine. They'll just go back
in time and stop them from
replace his burned head with a goldfish bowl.
That's your solution to everything.
Eddie and Marie, so soon none of us will need heads.
Once we reach the goldfish point.
So Marie is especially livid. She storms off. She's furious. Eddie, be honest. Say, Mum and Dad, did we embarrass you today? And Eddie says, you guys know what it is. We have all the teachers we need at school. At home, we'd like you to just be Mum and Dad. Needless to say, Mum and Dad quickly go back to the lab to resume their work.
Yeah. Down in the science basement, Mum and Dad discovered the goldfish have reached the scientifically agreed upon Poof Point.
Where are they? My guess is, says Dad, they're either in 1863 listening to Lincoln give the Gettysburg Address, or they just popped into the ozone.
Yeah. Let's run through the process again, they says. Eddie now butts in VO and says, hello, viewer.
Hello, it's me again, Eddie.
You're probably a bit lost. So let me just run you through this. We didn't discover till much later that when the dog took the science maraca, the fish didn't travel in time. They just got younger and younger until they reached the point before they were born. The poof point. Because when something is born, famously, it just poofs into existence, doesn't it?
Yeah. And also, I guess, according to this film, the point at which you're born? The point at which you, emerge... How does this work for the goldfish? Is it at the point where they hatch from their little egg?
Yes.
Is it, different species would have wildly different poof points, wouldn't they? A human child sort of pops out quite early.
I really feel like the
according
science
to this
of
film
point
is the point at which
is
life
in its
begins.
infancy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and also, oh my god, just the fact that Eddie is like, hey, so what we didn't find out until later was that the fish didn't travel back in time, they got younger and younger. But we've just had a scene of the fish, disappearing, and a computer going, the goldfish are being de-aged. De-aged to 2 months. De-aged to 1 month. Poof point reached. Non-existence. It's like, I know it's a kid's film, but you don't have to patronise. We can follow.
Yeah, we're all right. Thanks, Taj. You can keep the VO. It's definitely a bad idea to have a T-shirt that says "Life begins at Poof Point."
I cannot begin to list all the reasons why that would be a very bad idea.
Very bad idea. So Mum gets 2 new goldfish and the experiment starts again. The machine is still missing the science maraca, though.
Yeah.
But there is a variable in the experiment this time, which is for some reason Mum is standing in the machine.
She makes the interesting choice to stand on the wrong side of the safety glass. So... when this thing starts sort of firing beams off everywhere, the computer goes, unknown variable. Dad panics, runs to rescue his wife, and they are both enveloped in blue death rays.
Blue light. The machine goes, danger, vector modulator displaced, which would have been useful if it had said it the first time, but it didn't.
Yeah, why didn't it say it the first time?
I don't know, it only says it this time.
This computer's a real asshole.
Mom and Dad are wreathed in blue science light. Specimens identified. Homo sapien. Combined weight 177 kilograms. Ages 40. Begin time travel, says the machine.
Subjects de-aged to 21. System shut down.
Are you two all right?
And now what did you do?
That was the worst explosion yet. What's the matter?
Nothing, man. We're cool.
Did he just say cool?
Totally cool. But do I know you?
Funny, Dad.
Dad? Why'd you call me Dad?
Good joke.
Hold on, I see what's going down. Now, this is one of my mother's practical jokes. Now, she put you kids up to this, didn't she? Didn't she?
Mom, you know Grandma's at the Mahjong tournament in Sacramento. Did you two get hit in the head or something? It's us, Eddie and...
Wait. Don't tell me. Edison, Newton Ballard, and Marie Curie Ballard.
All right, good. So you do know us.
No, I don't know you, but I do know my meddling mother's sense of humor. Now, Norton, how many times have I told her? At least 1,000,000 times. I am not going to have children until I finish my doctorate.
Whoa. How about this? All of a sudden, Mum and Dad are young.
Yeah. But they're not though. They're the same.
Yeah,
but they're the same. But they're talking like, "Hey, man."
They're like, "Hey, tubular dude.
Hey, lay some skin on me, brother."
How do you do, fellow kid?
It was a stone groove, my man.
Oh my god, this film sucks so bad.
Movie so stupid.
But like, it could have been okay if at this point there was
you
like
swapped out the actors and had 21-year-olds.
Yeah, but they don't do that. Anyway, Dad says, "Your mom is about as illogical as trying to clone a sheep." Ha 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 ha. Suddenly, Dad notices the machine. "This is slamming!" he exclaims.
Coolly, 21-year-oldly.
He says, "It's as if someone has been able to construct a times arrow machine." Dad explains that he and Mom are currently, according at the time in which his brain is at now, they're currently writing a paper on this machine, but it's completely theoretical until someone comes up with a more portable computer. They spot.
Yeah, the camera zooms in on an old 486 CRT monitor, and it goes like a guitar sting.
Yeah. He's like, "Whoa, are you kidding me? Laptops?"
Yeah.
They examine the laptops. Marie, suspecting that some sort of de-aging may have occurred, says, "Tell me, who's the president?" And they're like, "Who's the president?" And Dad says, "The Ron Man, our political hero, Ronald Reagan."
Standard 21-year-olds, yeah.
Yeah, like a normal 21-year-old. Ron Man.
So this machine, the Ron Man, yeah. So this machine hasn't de-aged them per se. It's just reverted their brains to the exact point they were at 19 years previously.
Yes, and erased their memories. Yeah, as you say, reverted it. You know what it's like? It's like the Apple service called Time Machine.
Right, so
where
it's
you
like
can restore a hard drive.
Yes, to a previous state.
Yeah. When did Apple introduce that? Maybe this is...
maybe it was this. Maybe they watched this film and it gave them the idea.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, Dad is waxing rhapsodic about Ronald Reagan, and Mum says, "That Nancy, she's pretty nifty too." "Yeah, she's hot, all right," agrees Dad. question mark. "But not as hot as this computer." He's wowed by it.
Yeah. Back upstairs, they try to convince Mum and Dad that they are their children, but they're unimpressed until Marie has the good sense to produce a family photo album. They look at the pictures and they're shocked at their apparent age.
Yeah.
Looking in the pictures. "How old do you think you look?" ask the kids.
Mum's like, "I don't look that old," and Eddie says, "Look in a mirror, hag." She goes and does. In the mirror, Mum and Dad look the same but have bad wigs on, and the music in the background's going.
Yeah, Dad looks in the mirror.
Have their eyes travelled through time? What's going on?
So, but no time to dwell on that, because when they look in the mirror and look at themselves dressed like Austin Powers, Dad says the word foxy several times and then starts grinding.
He says, "Foxy, foxy," and then he turns and addresses his wife and says, "You look foxy," just in case we were unclear. And then he steps back to reveal he is dressed like Purple Rain era Prince. And it's just, what's going on?
Yeah. Oh my god. Also, like, if when I was 21,
yes,
I suddenly woke up my actual current age, I wouldn't need to look in a mirror. I would be like, why do my knees feel like this and why does my body hurt so much today? You know?
Sure.
Like, I would know instantly their 21-year-old state brains should be registering that this isn't the body that they're used to.
But the film is so unclear about what's happening that I'm not sure that their bodies aren't supposed to be 21 years old.
Yeah, maybe their bodies are... No, but their bodies can't be supposed to be 21 years old because it was when they later de-aged to, like, 1 month olds.
Yeah.
They're still...
I know, but... I don't know why I'm thinking about this when they happen. It's stupid. But it's... So Dad's like, hey, okay, let's say we go with your theory that we made a time machine. How did we become 21 years old again? What are you going to do about fixing it, says Marie. Forget fixing it. I am large and in charge, dances Dad. Oh, Naughtykins, you are so slamboyant, says Mum. And then they sort of like eye each other up and then just start hungrily making out.
They lock mouths. Then... Dad sees a dog and is like, a dog!
So some things never change, says Eddie.
Mom explains that as an undergrad, a puppy ate Dad's thesis and now he's, quote, down on dogs.
Sure.
So wait, a dog ate his thesis and that gave him a phobia of dogs?
Yeah.
Again, why do you have a dog then?
Then don't have a dog, maybe.
Don't have a dog.
So Mum says, all right, now what? So then we cut to VO again, and Eddie says, we sent our 21-year-old parents back to the lab to try and figure out how to become 40 again. We cut to their parents in the lab trying to figure out how to become 40 again. We're unable to piece together anything from context clues.
So Eddie and Marie are trying to get Mum and Dad focused, but they're too busy being 21 and full of vim and vigour.
Yeah.
You're telling me, says Dad, that silly Billy Gates, who I tutored in calculus, is responsible for all of this? And he gestures grandly to a PC computer.
Silly Billy Gates.
Silly Billy. Also, I love the idea that you would be tutoring Bill Gates and call him Silly Billy Gates.
Silly Billy.
All right, Silly Billy, come for more tutoring.
Come for more tutoring in maths, have you, you little idiot? Go on in then, you silly Billy. Sit at the little baby table with a dunce cap on, silly Billy Gates.
Bill Gates' fist does that, the Arthur fist meme, you know? He's like...
Bill Gates is like, one day I'll invent Microsoft.
Yeah, I'll show you.
One day I'll become Tad Raxel.
If Dad tutored Bill Gates, maybe call in that favour, you know? Like... Yeah. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to call up Silly Billy and be like, "I'm
Silly
working on
Billy Gates."
Hey, hey, Silly
like...
Billy, do you want like first bite of the time travel apple or what?"
Well, no, either Bill Gates is going to be like, "You're that calculus tutor that bullied me all the time,"
yeah,
or he's so off,
yeah,
or he's going to be like, "Yeah, good. I'm glad that you've got a baby mind now, and roughly powdering your son. That's what you deserve.
Enjoy your baby mind and powdered son.
Yeah." Enjoy your powdered son, idiot.
Silly Billy Gates signing off.
So Marie and Eddie go to make dinner so the parents can keep working. Dad says, it's all tied to the goldfish. And then Mum says, they didn't de-age, they just disappeared. What if they started de-aging and then, oh no. Poof, they say, Oof. And then it cuts to commercial.
The brutal truth is rammed home. They are both hurtling towards the Poof Point.
Non-existence. Upstairs, the kids are cooking, which involves placing food into super colliders because of science.
Yeah.
They have a Van de Graaff microwave. I can't figure out this food stuff. So Eddie places some burger buns in a chamber that's sort of crackling with green electricity. Closes the door and then removes 4 complete hamburgers. Marie, meanwhile, places a sort of green cube into a bowl and it comes out as a large green salad.
A big bowl of, like, prepared salad, yeah.
Like, this is the invention, right?
Yeah.
Why aren't they lauded everywhere as the people who've solved world hunger? They've got a burger replicator.
You just put a bun in and you get a burger out.
Yeah.
I invented the beef injector. That's also downstairs.
Down in my lab. That's nothing to do with this thing in the kitchen. This is the burger replicator.
But it's also going to make me very rich. So, Mum and Dad sit the kids down to explain that soon they'll be dead.
We don't want you to panic because everything ultimately is going to be cool. But we do seem to be facing a bit of a... situation.
This doesn't sound good.
The good news is that Nordykins and I are sure that we've discovered what happened to those goldfish.
And the bad news?
They didn't go time traveling, they went poof.
What?
They poofed. Well, in layman's terms, they regressed themselves right out of existence.
That's layman's terms?
Wait. So you're saying that the fish got younger and younger until finally they disappeared?
Exactly, right on.
Is what happened to the goldfish gonna happen to you? Are you two gonna poof and disappear too?
Marie, chill out. Nordykins and I I, we are going to carefully examine the data downstairs, determine where the experiment went wrong.
And fix it. Do we have any colleagues? Anyone who would know anything about this?
No. I mean, this was all part of some top secret scroll something or other grant. That's why the college moved your lab into the house.
All right, so do you have any idea of how long until you poof?
Actually, we do, to the precise second. We calculated the time it took for the goldfish to vanish, factoring in their life expectancy versus ours. In a worst-case scenario, we'll reach Poof Point at precisely 6:01 tomorrow evening.
So now work can begin in earnest. There's a big countdown clock. It reads 17 hours and 50 minutes until the Poof Point, and it kind of hangs in the ceiling of the lab.
Mum and Dad are working away on equations. There's a montage of them working hard. The machine rotates. There is a shot of a computer. Here's an idea. Run the experiment again, and it will loudly announce that the science maraca is missing. But they don't do that.
There's simply no time. Wait a minute. Time! That's it! We've got a time machine! No, that's not going to happen in this film. Even though it's
at the
a
end
time
of this
travel
montage,
film with like a countdown to a particular time. It's like Chekhov's time machine.
You'd think...
There's not going to be any time travel. No. There is going to be time travel. It's just
right
it's
at
just
the end, and it's
literally
really
nothing.
stupid.
Never mind. Yeah. Okay.
There's 10 hours now on the clock after this montage. Mum and Dad don't seem to have like meaningfully regressed in the 7 hours since we first saw the timer and now. They are still 21 years old.
They regress
even though 7 hours have passed.
in like stages. It's,
Yeah, it's a confusing stage because they start 40, then the experiment happens and they regress to 21. Then a bunch of time passes and they regress to 14.
Yeah.
Then another bunch of time passes and they regress to 7.
Yeah.
Then they go to 2 and then 0.
Yeah. And there are no interstitial stages as far as you can tell.
No.
They'll just be talking like a 21-year-old and then it will be like, bam, now you're 14.
They initially lost 19 years, so it went 19, 7, 7, 5, 2.
Oh my God.
The standard.
It's the Fibonacci
sequence of numbers. Oh my God, Luke, we've cracked it.
Life begins.
We simply needed a Fibonacci. We've been looking at the graviton as a particle. It could just as easily be a wave. Quick, put on some royalty-free hip hop.
Okay, so Mom checks the time and sees that it's after midnight. Kids, she says, don't you want to go upstairs and crash? Even though these are probably going to be their last hours together as a family. Ed points out that these are probably going to be their last hours together as a family, so actually he won't go upstairs and, quote, crash. Then Norton, says Mum, amazed, we are going to raise teenagers who actually want to see their parents live.
The bar is so low.
Yeah. Then there's more montage. It gets us down to 10 hours on the clock. And then suddenly a breakthrough. Mom springs to her feet. It's so simple. All we really needed was... And then... Uh-oh.
They hiccup and bulge.
She starts to phase in and out of existence. They're de-aging again. And the computer says, subjects de-aged to 14 years.
Yeah, Eddie comes in VO going, they're de-aging again. And then the computer goes, de-aging. So we're like, thanks for the VO, Eddie.
Yeah.
You really teed me up for that one. Subjects de-aged to 14 years, says computer. I know you, Norton Ballard, says Mom, and after the way you behaved at the science fair, I never want to talk to you again. Oh no, they're 14 and they're bickering.
Again, it would be like, I think, a lot more engaging if all of a sudden there were 4 kids on screen right now. Like, if there were 4 teens... or like of a similar age, but 2 of them were the parents of the others, and they were like bickering. I think that could be visual. I think that could be fun.
100 times better. 100 times better. They cast an actor to play 14-year-old Norton because we see him in the next scene looking at himself in a mirror.
Oh yeah,
and we see like the afroed teen Norton looking back at himself.
Man. God, I wonder if the kid who was playing him ever sort of sidled up to the director and was like,
"Yeah,
I'm not
sorry,
sure.
Why are we doing it like this? Because we could do this like." Well, okay, so I know you've decided So I know the producers all got together and decided to do it badly, but what if we, like, just for fun, what if we did it good? What's that, Mr. Eisner? No, okay, yes, I understand.
You're fired.
Producer situation, is it? I see.
Yeah. So, are you all right? Asks Marie. I'm super fine, says Dad in a retro way. And then the parents immediately start to argue. It seems that they knew each other as kids, but that they hate each other.
Our parents are turning into hormonal teenagers just like us, says Eddie in an unnecessary to-camera piece.
Also, annoying, Mum and Dad knew for quite a long time that they were being de-aged, right? When they were 21.
Yes.
They figured it out quite quickly.
At least 7 hours.
They should have accounted for this in their research. When they did this clock that's like this, we've got this long to Poof Point, they should have known that they've only got like a fraction of that time to do actual research, and then they're going to be like babies, children, and like have child minds and stuff. Every 15 minutes, they should have been like doing an audio recording where they explain in layman's terms like where they're up to at this point, in case they need to phone silly Billy Gates and have him sort of like take the reins
and have him wire them $1 billion. It's there's the seed of a good idea here. Like, do you know the story Flowers for Algernon?
Oh yeah.
Where it's about a sort of a janitor who gets this kind of experimental treatment that makes it triples his IQ, but then, it starts to go away again, and it's about him sort of understanding that's going to happen and trying to sort of come to terms with it from this position of like greatly increased intellect. And so there's
the episode where Homer gets a crayon up his nose. I know what you're talking about.
Yes, right. The episode where Homer gets a crayon in his nose, for example. And, there's something really interesting there about how they could have prepared for this, but all it is basically a vector for them to do sort of like, oh, look, Dad's crying and himself. Which...
No, he never himself. He never does anything that realistic. They just do like, this really like first draft. Everything about this movie is so first draft. It's like, what will they do when they're 14? I don't know, probably have mood swings and stuff.
All right, done.
Easy.
So we cut to Eddie and Dad. Dad is looking in the mirror. There's a sort of teen looking back at him. He's very 70s, he's got a big afro and stuff. Eddie is trying to convince him of what's going on, but Dad grabs Eddie's guitar and starts playing sort of Hendrix-style guitar behind his head extremely well. You play guitar? Since when? Since forever, says Dad. I love music, and I'll never stop doing it, and I talk like a normal person, and I'm cool.
I think it's a bit of a problem for the film that you've got
the end.
Yeah.
End of sentence.
I think it's
all a problem.
It's a bit of a problem for the film to make it canon that Dad plays guitar really well and his son plays guitar, and Dad never even mentioned that
a single time that he's a Hendrix-level virtuoso guitarist.
You can be a sort of like, oh, I love science, so I put my guitar days behind me. He could say exactly that, for instance.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to put that behind me to focus on my research and the things that really matter, son. Mm-hmm. But to have never mentioned all the while that your son is learning guitar really makes you like a too bad dad to be able to... to be able to come back from it inside of 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, you're just like, you've got a kid who's really into Pokemon or something.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, Dad, I love Pokemon. And you're like, I'm not interested in Pokemon. I love science.
Yeah.
And then one day you discover he's got like an incredible collection of Pokemon cards.
One day he gets de-aged into Ash Ketchum. And he's like, oh, did I not mention I'm Ash Ketchum from Pokemon?
Did I not mention I've caught them all?
Yeah.
Well, no, Dad, you didn't. You never mentioned that.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, well,
I am.
It's because I don't like you. Okay. Also, like, there is going to be so much like electric guitar shredding.
Yes.
In this film, that it really, I think, the volume of shredding that there's going to be, it would have been worth investing in some stunt hands or like something.
So they're not statically holding the neck while the sort of virtuoso solo goes off.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, each individual one, like, just about sort of passes, but there's so much of it. There are so many extended sequences of like Van Halen eruption shredding.
Whenever someone's not doing science, they're shredding an insane guitar solo. It's such a weird choice.
I tell you what, they should have got some stunt hands to do the science as well.
Some stunt brains to write the script. Oh, God. So Mum and Marie are having a sort of parallel scene in Marie's room. Mum has put on some dungarees. This is played for laughs, like the idea of that a woman of 40 would wear dungarees is sort of the joke in itself.
Yeah, I don't really understand this. Maybe it sort of landed better at the time. What do you think? Says Mum. And Maria's like, what? Doesn't it look like this on you? Says Mum. And Marie says, no. Mom bursts into tears. How can you relate, she says.
No, it looks better on me.
You're beautiful. I'm a science geek who looks like a science geek, she says, and she's angry and frustrated. Wouldn't you think a guy would want to be with someone who is his intellectual equal? I don't understand why Norton feels so threatened by me, but I will never dumb myself down for him. Not for Norton Ballard or any other dumb guy.
In the name of the sisters in the movement, she says.
Now,
so that's that scene. That's that scene.
What the film is doing here, I don't hate it in principle because it's setting up a thing where, like, the kids have to get their parents together.
But it's so...
Which could be fun.
Yeah.
But the film's going to sort of run with this limply for about 20 minutes and then give it up. Forget about it. They don't have to get their parents together at all. They don't have to make their parents fall in love. They don't really have to do anything in the end. Except find the maraca.
It's just such a weak time travel concept. It's like if in Back to the Future, when Marty McFly went back to 1955, all that happened was that he put on a different jacket, and it was a 1955 jacket.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Whoa, Marty, your jacket went back to 1955."
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you'll notice it looks kind of like a regular jacket, but if you look, the fibre is of a kind that they only produced in the 50s. Like,
because it's so flammable.
Like, well, there's a lot of lead in that, huh, Marty? Like, yeah.
It sure is.
Yeah, wouldn't get that these days.
Oh, my God. Okay, so we cut back to Eddie
thanks
and
for coming to our time travel movie. My jacket went back to the future.
We got back to Eddie and Dad. Dad is like, can you believe this Marie idiot thinks she's as smart as me? I told her I could kick her keister any time in a science bowl, and now she's all bent out of shape.
Yeah.
We see both children pleading desperately with their child-minded parents. Marie tries to explain to them that they're going to die. Marie starts crying.
No, not really interested. The doorbell goes. Outside in the street is Colin. Hooray, we see Colin. He's a regular-looking boy. Sounding good, dude. Recording yourself so you can learn from the playback. That's Mondo Smart, dude, says Colin.
Classic Colin.
Are you ready for the audition? I can't today, says Eddie. Eddie. These are the Urban Slugs, says Colin. They're not going to wait for you. It's today, it's 3:00, and you'd better be amazing, he says. It's unclear what Colin's relation to the band is or why he came here.
Yeah, it's not.
It's now 8 hours until the Poof Point.
It's not much of a dilemma for Eddie, is it? Because his parents are hours from death. It's not going to do him much good being in the Urban Slugs if his parents die 30 minutes later. Unless the Urban Slugs are offering to, like, house and raise him.
He'll need hobbies when his parents are dead.
Yes, I suppose so.
He'll keep his mind off his grief.
Life does carry on, doesn't it?
The Urban Slugs won't wait for any man.
The Urban Slugs are like, we all had to kill our parents to get in the Urban Slugs.
That's the initiation rite, so I guess you've already passed.
Oh, my God. Andy, you know the film The Poof Point?
Regrettably, yes, I do.
Do you know how none of the science in it is good or compelling or enjoyable in any way?
Or real.
Or real.
In any sense.
Real.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I do know that.
Guess what?
What?
All the makers of the Poof Point had to do was hop in their time machine and head to the future to experience some really interesting science that's actually happening that you can actually be consuming right now. I'm talking, of course, about Huel. Huel. Huel.
Well, you don't have to tell me about Huel, Luke. It's the global complete nutrition brand trusted by millions. Their Black Edition ready-to-drink is a complete meal in a bottle, high in protein, low in sugar, and packed with all the nutrients your body needs to perform at its best.
I've been consuming quite a lot of Huel recently, and I really like it. It's a really handy-dandy meal replacement. If you don't have time for lunch one day or something, you can just sort of grab one of these things. You know it's going to be nutritionally complete, and it tastes like a tasty milkshake.
Yep, I have also been enjoying Huel for my lunches recently, and it is such a good way to get everything that your body needs in an incredibly convenient package. So if you are interested in trying Huel for yourself, simply go to https://huel.com/mom-can't-cook. You can get Huel today with this exclusive offer for new customers of 15% off plus a free gift at https://huel.com/mom-can't-cook. Head on over there now for 15% off plus a free gift. Oh no, Luke! Bad
What is
news. I'm afraid.
What's happened?
Well, I just went on the internet and I was googling Abraham Lincoln head explode goldfish ?
Yep.
And now I appear to be on some sort of watch list.
Oh no, Andy! Before you research anything like that, you should have secured your internet browsing using a VPN, specifically using NordVPN. It says here on the website that it's a safe way to see if Lincoln's head's exploded.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's not just for things like Googling if Lincoln's head has exploded. Nord is a virtual private network that allows you to do things like watch sporting events, TV shows and films which aren't available in your region by switching your virtual location to a country which is showing the event that you're after. You can protect your private data like bank details, passwords and online identity, and you can switch your virtual location, allowing you to save money by purchasing flights, hotels and subscriptions from other countries at a cheaper price.
It has many uses. A VPN is super useful. I've been using NordVPN for a long time, long before they were a sponsor of this podcast, and I find it really useful. The speeds are good, the app is convenient, it's got a big map on it that's kind of fun to use, and one NordVPN account can be used on up to 10 devices, which I think is pretty good.
That's right. So to get the best discount off your NordVPN plan, go to nordvpn.com/momcan'tcook, all one word. Our link will also give you 4 extra months on the 2-year plan. There's no risk with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. The link is in the podcast episode description box. NordVPN, premium cybersecurity for the price of a cup of coffee per month.
Andy, I've been trying to get this sort of Poof Point microwave thing working. I'm shoving hamburger buns into this hole in the wall, but it doesn't inject any beef at all. It just sort of burns my hands and irradiates.
Have you got any green electricity coming out of it? Is that the problem?
I've got green electricity going into me. Is that what it should be doing?
Luke, I think you're making this much too difficult for yourself.
What?
You're making things much harder than they need to be. All you need to do is check out Factor. Ooh. That's right, Factor. They have chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes, so you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you.
All right, that sounds really convenient, although I don't know, I am tempted to try and make a salad. I've got a little green cube right here. Shall I just place it in here? I imagine it'll turn
You stupid fool. With 40 options across 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, it's easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. You can choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto, and Factor can help you feel your best all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfasts, grab-and-go snacks, and more add-ons. So I'm throwing this cube on the ground and stamping on it.
Well, that's good, because the salad telefragged me just as I was doing the Gettysburg Address.
Not all of you, just like half your torso.
Yeah.
You've got enough left to read this call to action.
Yeah, just about before I flop to the ground.
Okay, well, hurry up.
Okay.
Thanks to sponsor Factor, whose delicious, ready-to-eat meals make eating better every day easy. If you're in the US, go to factormeals.com/momcan'tcook50 and use momcan'tcook50 to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
Mum and Dad are confused by the time machine. They're arguing about who is smarter. We were hoping you two could work together on this, say the kids. They argue some more about who is worst at science. Mum made a stink bomb accidentally. Dad melted a teacher's crotch with a Bunsen burner, so it's kind of a draw. They argue a bit more and then fall in love. It's bizarre.
This is awful. So Mum and Dad look at each other for about the 70th time, but this time that they look at each other, the film slows down. Some sparkly love music plays. You can sort of tell that they're supposed to be falling in love, but it is awful. The shot of Mum falling in love is from a low angle, 3 feet lower than the dad's point of view. It looks...
Also, it doesn't make any sense. Their brains are aging backwards. They should be falling out of love with each other.
Yeah, it doesn't... Yes! That'd be great if they were in love and then they gradually started to hate.
Lovers to enemies arc. These two.
That'd be great. It honestly, the way it's filmed, it looks more like Dad is shrinking because you get this sort of shot up, upwards from Mum. Even it's like 3 feet lower than Anyway, it's awful.
Yeah, it sucks. Mum drags Marie off to the bathroom and they have a conversation about her love of Norton, the dad.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why does he make me feel like this? My face, it gets all hot and my knees go all gooey.
Because you two are way in love.
Try way in hate. Norton, he just feels so threatened by me. And his mom, she totally can't stand me.
Yeah, well, that hasn't really changed. But You've gotten used to it.
I don't even know what I'm thinking. I can't get serious about a boy now. I've got my whole life ahead of me.
Yeah, a life with Norton.
Oh, No. It is just too crazy to think that Norton Ballard is the guy that I end up with.
Well, you better get over it because he is.
This is just so unfair. It's just so unfair.
What?
It's just being our age and wanting to, be cool and in control. When all the time what you really feel is just lost, like all the time.
Whoa.
What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Okay, so I can kind of see what the movie is trying to do here at this point, right? It's like
so the kids can be like, wow, you parents, you were once teens and had real emotions like I do. We're more similar than I ever dreamed.
Yada yada yada.
Yada yada, etc. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
I can't believe you're sharing these feelings with me, Marie weeps. Would it be okay if I gave you a hug? I think you're so cool, Marie, says Mum, prompting yet more floods of grateful tears from Marie, because I guess her mum never said anything to her as straightforward as, I think you're cool.
Yeah, or gave her a hug.
So they emerge from the bathroom to the sound of Van Halen-esque shredding.
You guessed it. Another character is shredding hardcore on an electric guitar somewhere in the house.
They go upstairs to find Dad shredding continually and loudly, to Eddie's delight. You could certainly teach me a thing or two, says Eddie, brackets, before you die in 2 hours. Excelente, I would love to, says Dad in a young way.
Marie points out this is wasting time they don't have before their parents die in 2 hours.
They're going to die in a minute.
Eddie's plan is to stay up in the attic with Dad shredding hardcore until he dies.
Until he just sort of winks out of existence and the guitar clatters to the floor.
Which would be sick as hell.
Yeah. Eddie explains to Mum and Marie that he's got a chance to try out for a tight band called Urban Slugs. How come your skateboard has a handle, says Dad, picking up a Razor scooter. This is all good stuff.
Yes, it's brilliant. So Eddie and Marie look around and suddenly Mum and Dad have vanished. They search the house. They're not in the lab. They're not in the house. Where could they have gone, they say? They get on some bikes and then they ride around the neighbourhood searching for their parents. What were they thinking? Where would they go? They wonder to themselves.
So we get a montage of Eddie and Marie searching all over town for their missing parents. Marie goes to talk to Lizzie's folks across the way. They're like, oh, hey, Marie, FYI, this whole neighbourhood has lost patience with your parents. Let me show you something. But we don't find out what it is yet, because next we see Mum and Dad. They're blundering around blindly like children. They're sort of in the park.
On a tandem bike that they've acquired somewhere, which has an I Heart Science flag on the back of it. So where did they get this? Don't know. It doesn't matter. Dad's house has been replaced by a park. And Mum is like, I think those kids might be telling the truth. Our only choice is to go back to the lab and see what we can figure out, says Dad. I agree with you, says Mum. I have forgotten the address of the house that we just came from, says Dad. And then as they bike off, the camera pans menacingly to a tree with Norton plus Marigold Forever carved into it with a sort of ominous tone that sort of doesn't really match the film.
No, and also we're not going to see it again, ever. So, I don't know.
Yeah, good.
The only good thing about this scene, maybe this whole movie, is that there is a brilliant decom bike helmet moment, because no one can be shown to be to be even so much as touching a bike without a helmet on. And Mum doesn't have one, and there's a moment where she's about to get on the bike and she just sort of like catches a helmet from off screen. like there's someone riding around the park distributing helmets to anyone who might be about to ride unsafely.
That's great. So Eddie finds Dad. He's alone he's like, oh, where's Mum? And he says, oh, we had another fight. We couldn't find the house. But then he's distracted by Eddie's BMX bike. Whoa, nice bike, he says. Takes it and then starts doing like Dave Mirra freestyle BMXing because he's really good at that as well. It turns out.
This is the first instance, but not the last, of that frustrating thing this film does, where it's like Mum and Dad cycle off together and they're like, how are we going to find our way home? Cut to Dad by himself, and he's like, hey, we had an argument and she ran away. And it's like, why didn't we see that?
Didn't think you'd be interested.
That sounds like it had dramatic potential.
Not interesting.
Why?
No, I didn't. It was boring.
I mean, maybe they filmed it and it was boring.
We had a very boring argument. Well, they've spent the last sort of 20 minutes arguing. I guess we were gilding the lily at this point.
I reckon that they filmed them having an argument, but then in the edit, someone was like, there's not enough BMX. So they reshot the scene so that it would be Dad saying,
Dad be
oh, hello.
on an electric guitar.
Hello, I
BMXing.
recently lost Mum. We had an argument. And now I'll BMX for a few minutes.
Check out this BMX freestyle. Yeah. So Dad starts doing BMX freestyle. He turns to Eddie and says, hey, do you have a girlfriend? And Eddie says, I think that was the first time you've ever asked me about my social life. If I'm your dad, don't we talk? Asks Dad. Not really. You're always too busy, says Eddie. Sounds like my father. That's a bummer. Not the type of dad I want to be, says Dad.
Then he does more BMX tricks.
He starts doing more freestyle. And Eddie, pathetically, sort of goes, oh, it's okay. Work's important to you. It's fine that you neglect me. Work schmirk. Check out these sweet BMX tricks, says Dad, and starts like doing stoppies and 360s and backflips and stuff.
Cut to a diner. Mum is swooning teenagerly over a jukebox and glumly drinking a milkshake. Because, you know, that's teens, isn't it? While the boys are doing sick BMX and talking about what good dads they're going to be, what are the girls doing? Crying in a diner.
Crying into a milkshake. Inside the diner, this is observed by Marie's worst enemy, Chloe.
Yeah, the evil one.
She like moves in and she's like, oh, Mrs. Ballard, what are you sad about? Why don't you tell me all the secrets that are going on? Like a sort of evil gossip.
Yeah. And Mum's like, okay, well, I have this friend. She's about our age. Does her name start with an M, says Chloe, sensing that she could get some good Marie goss.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what could possibly be juicier than the fact that Mom's having like a mental breakdown in a diner. Like
in dungarees.
Yeah, like what more ammunition,
what more ammunition do you need
than to go to high school and say, hey, I saw your mum de-aging in a diner.
Hey everyone. Marie's mum was having some sort of episode in the diner. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's all we needed back then.
Cut to Marie.
She's being shown what the Cook family wanted to show her.
Yes.
It's extensive damage to their home caused by Mum and Dad's experiments, which apparently involve a lot of explosions and projectiles.
It looks like bomb damage. Also, it's up the back wall. Like, it's not...
it went over the front of the house.
It's not the side of the house that faces the Ballard family residence. So anyway, Lizzie's parents explain to Marie that enough is enough and they're ready to take action.
This was from one of their experiments a week ago. And the Longmans lost a pair of precious lawn gnomes. The Broberg's crystal chandelier is in a shambles. The Fransons claim that their dog has lost all bladder control.
Obviously, we realize it's not your fault that your parents are...
A little eccentric?
Well, I was going to say freaks, but that's okay. Nonetheless, Corky has started a petition, and more than half the neighborhood has already signed it.
A petition for what? Unless they cease and desist operating a scientific lab in a residential neighborhood, we'll bring out a county inspector.
And file a motion to have your family evicted.
Marie is like, no, not evicted. But I don't know why she cares, because like her parents probably died while this conversation was happening.
Well, she's also like, oh, whatever you're going to do, you can't do it now. Not today. And I'm like, well, it's probably not going to happen in the next 6 hours, Marie. Probably the courts don't move that quickly. Also, this entire neighborhood has signed a petition to get the Ballard family to move out, which feels like a plot point that maybe was introduced before they cast the film, and the Ballards are the only black family in this entire neighborhood.
Yeah, 100%. It hits really weird and uncomfortable that the sort of Cook family is like, hey, us and the whole neighbourhood are signing a petition to get your family kicked out, and we expect them to be evicted soon. It's like,
fair enough that they're sort of detonating their house with science explosives.
Yeah.
That is a reason to get mad. But then it's just, you don't see that in this scene. They're just like, hello, us and the rest of the families have signed this petition and we're getting your family evicted.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, don't do it today, please. Please don't let the courts evict us. I know it's 4 p.m. on a Friday. But just, so it probably will go through right now.
Also, it really doesn't matter if you get evicted today and like tomorrow your parents evaporate. Like they'll, when they come round to evict you, you'll be like, "Where are your parents?" And be like, "Oh, they died last night."
They've reached the poof point. Say no more. I understand exactly what that means.
I've done science. I know that. So at the diner, Chloe and the popular girls are playing Suzuka 8 Hours 2, a 1993 motorcycle racing game. This is so funny to me.
The girls are discussing Marie having a crush. I bet it's Colin says one. Chloe crashes and the arcade game goes, "Oh, you are toast," which I imagine Suzuka
8 Hours 2.
8 Hours 2 probably didn't say, "Oh, you are toast," if you crash.
It's so funny though, because like it's from 1993, and this is what 2001.
2001.
So this is a game that at this point only motorcycle racing purists would seek out. I looked it up on like an arcade machine website, and it ranks a 4 on a scale out of 100, where 100 is arcade machines most often seen and 1 is least common. So it's incredibly rare.
It's unbelievably
rare 1 decade old motorcycle racing. 8 hours of
presumably
Suzuka.
a Japanese import as well.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just like a sort of sophisticated moto sim. It's so funny to me that Chloe's on it.
There was some like real arcade purist on the production staff, and they're like, "I'll go out and get an arcade machine," and they're like, "Yeah, he'll probably come back with Pac-Man or something." Comes back with this unbelievably rare Japanese sim racer.
But then says this one's garbage. You may as well let me take it home afterwards.
Yeah, I'll throw it out.
Yeah, I'll get rid of it. I'll just tip it into a river on my way. Joke's on you.
Oh, you are toast.
Joke's on you. I'm cruising around spoons in my little plastic bike. Okay, so they're discussing how Marie hasn't said anything about having a huge crush.
Yeah.
Because of course they're piecing together from gossip that happened off camera for some reason, like crucial gossip that they got from Marie's mum.
That stuff's not important. What is important is that the 14-year-old mum said that the Urban Slugs would be playing at their house later. And it sounds like she's hoping it turns into some huge graduation party, which means we should start inviting kids, says Chloe. So she gets her phone out. The other girls go off to invite guys at the counter. Kids are all being invited to the house. But oh no, there's only 6 hours to the Poof Point, says Eddie in more narration. There are only 6 hours left, so Dad and I jammed, and we see them both shredding face-melting solos with harmonising metal riffs.
For a very, very long time.
Yeah.
They jam until Marie comes in and unplugs the amp and is like, maybe let's not do this because Mum and Dad are about to die. Then Mum strides in and makes out with Dad. It's time I started acting like a modern woman, according to Chloe, she says. I guess more vital dialogue that happened in a scene we didn't see. Yeah. The kids are like, holy shit. Mom is like, Chloe was very clear. A girl doesn't have to sit around and wait for the guy to make the first move. And she shoves Dad roughly down into a sitting position and climbs on him. Will you go steady with me? She asks Dad. Smash cut 2. Dad has run away and hidden in a bush.
Nobody knows how I feel, screams Dad. I said that yesterday, says Eddie. I'm sorry, Dad, but you have to get out of that bush. It's getting crucial and you'll die soon.
Also, they're in some kind of like botanic garden in the house that we've never seen before. But because we've not seen it before, when you just see Dad like hiding in a bush, it looks like
they have a greenhouse for science.
It looks like he's like snuck into a sort of museum or something.
Yeah, it's like he's snuck off the ride at Living with the Land in Epcot. Also, he's just sort of hiding amongst some plants.
Also, these movies have precious little time. Like, you have to basically pick a theme and an arc and just like go pretty hard on it. But now what they're doing is like, it's a sort of teen romance between mum and dad, but mum's like, I really fancy you, and he runs away and hides, which isn't something that, I mean, it takes all sorts, etc., but it's not something that a teen might typically do. If the girl they like is like, hey, I like you, shall we go steady?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be like, I'm scared, I'll run and hide in a bush.
I'll run off to living with the land at Epcot. He says that he can't handle the pressure, but then Eddie says, being 14 has never been easy, but you have to come out and deal with it. And he's like, fine, I will.
Yeah. Okay, so then he comes out and he's like, okay, I will then. Then he grabs hold of a tree and starts screaming, what if I can't figure out the formula? I've been only programmed for success. Things a teen would say.
Yeah.
Cut to the lab. Mom removes a Perspex ball from a shelf. She says it's an old project of hers. She's working on it for the science fair now. Now, according to her current brain state. It's an energy ball, she explains, brackets question mark. But it doesn't do anything, because her lab partner, Norton, they argue too much to finish work on the energy ball, whatever an energy ball is.
Yeah.
Like
It's
Goku
good
does.
stuff. So Eddie comes in and says that Dad's having an anxiety attack in the greenhouse. And then we cut back to him doing his narration to camera. And he says, we realised the only way to get them back on track was to do to them what Mum and Dad do to me and my sister. I sat them down and told them no one was going to leave the room until we had a compromise. And much to my surprise, it worked.
Can we see it work? No.
Can we?
No. We cut straight from that. We cut straight from that to Mum and Dad doing maths together, a unified force. It's like,
well, he explained. He sat them down and said no one would leave until a compromise was reached, and it worked.
Oh my god, this movie has been so messed around with after the fact, I swear.
This movie could have been like literally a minute of Taj Mowry talking to the camera saying, well, my parents did a time travel experiment, it didn't work out so well, and they started aging backwards, but then they figured it all out and everything was fine. Anyway, thanks for watching our movie. See you later. Coming up next, That's So Raven.
Anyway, here's 89 minutes of static. Occasionally interrupted by commercials.
For Disneyland.
So, okay, this is especially annoying, though, because the point where Eddie and Marie talk to their parents and sit them down in the way that their parents do to them feels like the thing that this whole movie is trying to do, right? Like,
yeah,
surely that's
going to be like that's the key scene in this movie is them having to parent their parents. Maybe they learn that parenting isn't as easy as they think it is, and
this movie should have been built.
They just gloss over
this
it.
Movie should have been built backwards from this deleted scene. Like, start with this. We know for certain that we have to navigate our way to a point where Eddie and Marie sit the parents down and they give them a classic sort of parental bollocking, but it's funny because they have to be the parents now. And along the way, the parents learn about the kids and the kids learn a little more about the parents. And we're all a little
the writers are like,
we're
all getting hung up in all these interesting scenes of this character development. This isn't interesting. Let's just like say in VO that it happened, and then we can get back to them arguing in labs. That's the good
Someone's
stuff.
looked at this after the fact and been like, I like the electric guitar bits, and I love BMX. Yeah. My boy loves BM. Don't you, Tarquin? What's that bicycle thing that you off? BMX. Yeah, put
Tarquin. What have I told you about that language? Anyway, it's BMX. He loves it. He says he's shaking it. He's pretending he doesn't, but I know he does. He thinks he's too cool.
You're not impressing anyone, Tarquin. You know, one day you'll have to work in an office just like this one.
Oh yeah, very clever, Tarquin. Or why don't you use the other 9 fingers to go and do the washing up?
God damn, I'm on Tarquin's side. Tarquin's kicking ass.
That's right.
Tarquin BMX flipping the bird as he goes. Not even looking
flipping
back.
the bird, shredding hardcore on the guitar.
Oh man. Okay, so much to my surprise, says Eddie, it actually worked, and we see that it did work. So now they've figured out.
So Mum and Dad think they've got it all sorted out. They run the experiment again. Mum and Dad climb into the machine. Specimen ready for time retrieval, says the computer. All right, says Eddie. They enter the numbers. The countdown begins. The machine engages. The parents spin around, and then suddenly they flash out of existence. Eddie, you poofed them, shrieks Marie, sobbing at their dead parents. Eddie denies it. Maybe if we enter all those numbers again, they'll come back or something. But then Eddie has an idea. When I make mistakes on my homework, I just press undo, says Eddie. and presses the undo button, their parents flash back into the room and repeat all the stuff they were saying, like, literally a minute ago.
Yeah, so they walk out of the machine having the word-for-word conversation that they had before they initialized the machine a moment ago. So they have time traveled.
Yeah.
Dad sets it up to go again. Wait, says Eddie, we just did this and it didn't work. And Mum and Dad look baffled because, of course, although I guess that doesn't make sense because they've time traveled. Why don't they remember the first? Okay, I'm going to keep talking now before I fall into the trap of thinking about it.
Sure.
So
the doorbell goes.
The doorbell.
It's 3 p.m.
Oh no, it's 3 o'clock. My audition.
The Urban Slugs are here.
So Marie points out you probably can't have an audition now, thinking, I suppose, A, they've just become the first humans to witness time travel, and B, their parents have a handful of minutes to live. But
Eddie's like, well, no, the Urban Slugs won't wait for anyone.
The Urban Slugs.
Marie, these are the Urban
Slugs. Don't keep them waiting.
Urban Slugs, Marie.
You have no idea what the other Urban Slugs had to sacrifice.
You think their parents didn't die in a lab accident? Of course they did.
The current bassist for the Urban Slugs had to beat his parents to death with a perpetual motion machine, breaking it in the process. So Eddie goes to get rid of the Urban Slugs, but when he opens the door, he sees dozens of teens in the shot from the beginning of the movie. They've all showed up for a huge party because of what Chloe said when she got done playing Suzuka 8 Hours 2. Eddie panics and slams the door, but Colin, being Colin, talks his way in. Classic Colin.
Yeah.
He grabs a soda from a sort of barely high-tech fridge and tells Eddie...
It's some sort of, like, liquid nitrogen. He has to put on a protective glove to take this soda out of the fridge.
How is that better? How is that better,
It's not.
Colin?
It's what he's got to... There's no way that's a liquid.
He grabs a soda, takes a sip, his lips freeze.
He shudders like the T-1000.
So he tells Eddie and Marie, it's party time. 132 children are here to rock.
Hey, Marie. You're looking pretty today.
Eddie, what are all these people doing here?
You tell me and then we'll both know.
Where should we be setting up all the equipment?
Backyard. You can use the patio for our stage.
No. No. No stage, no band, no equipment, no 132 crashers, no party.
Look, tell him I just live here.
Maybe you should think about getting a little warm-up, dude. And I'll be saving a spot for you right up front.
Am I losing my mind or was he just flirting with you?
Both.
We cut straight to the party. We see the house is flooded with kids who are sort of poking around and looking at stuff. The entire building is rocked by a huge explosion. There's one kid who's kind of like high.
Yeah, there's a kid with like really ill-advised sort of braids.
Yeah.
And a Hawaiian shirt.
He's going to be in about 20 to 30 shots. I don't know. I don't know why. He goes, whoa, what a rush, when the house...
Maybe this is Breck Eisner, maybe.
Yes. Oh, man. Yeah, it could be. You know what? Honestly, it could be someone's kid. It's Tarquin. It's like Tarquin.
Yes, Tarquin has just wandered on. Tarquin?
Young man, you are 2 strikes away from not getting your scenes in the Poof Point.
Good. This stupid movie.
Yeah, good luck, Dad, because you put me in every single scene, so to remove me would make the movie a complete mess. You'd have to butcher it in the edit.
We'll paper over it with Taj Mahal VO. I don't think I won't do it, young man.
Right, remove Tarquin from the film.
Paper over it with Taj Mahal VO. So, in the basement, there are now 2 hours, 35 minutes until the Poof Point. Mum and Dad stagger out of the machine. They figured out the problem. It definitely has to do with the machine, they say. Upstairs, the Urban Slugs are playing.
Yep.
They're a sort of pop-punk band. They appear to have a bassist, so I don't know why they need a second bassist.
I know, right? I think this is an absolutely brutal firing of this bassist. Like, they're making this bassist go to the audition for the new bassist. But he seems good. Yeah, I thought they were a pretty good band. They sound like, they kind of pop-punky, dancehall crashes sort of thing.
Sure.
Anyway, so the family are downstairs. They're not at the party. Mom wants to compare what's in the design drawings to what's actually in the machine to see if it adds up, which is smart. Although Dad in the background is just sort of like fingering a bass guitar. Pay attention, please, yells Eddie.
Yeah, some random girls just wander into the lab. Marie throws them out. Upstairs, she sees her friends who say it's cool that her and Colin like each other now. Mom told Chloe and she spread the news, and Colin acted pumped when he found out.
This is so stupid. They're not going to get together or have any sort of scenes. There is no Colin and Marie closure, is there?
No.
Is there a point? Is there a bit?
Nope.
Did I forget a lot? Nope, nothing. Okay.
Nope. She says, I can't deal with this right now. We're down to less than 3 hours until the Poof Point. Everyone nods sagely, understanding immediately what she means.
Eddie has re-entered the party because, of course, it's time for his audition. Downstairs, Mum and Dad die. We cut to him ready to try out with the Urban Slugs. The audition process is insane. Firstly, it happens during an active concert.
Secondly, there are 7 members of the band, including already an additional bassist.
Well, but that bassist is now freed up to play a third guitar that someone has got. And they say, okay, Eddie, we'll set you up for a solo. And then they play a song.
Yeah, play along and we'll set you up for a bass solo.
Eddie's like, okay, and they play a song. There isn't a bass solo, but the song generally seems to go well. Over the road, however, Lizzie's parents are like, OMG, now they're throwing a party. Blatant hooliganism.
We should call the police.
However, after they go inside, we see their precious Lizzie runs across the road to join the greatest rager in history.
Down in the science basement, Dad is dancing. I want to be with the other kids and party, he says. Marie pleads for some kind of sanity. Nobody panic or leave. I got to get Eddie, she says, and runs upstairs. Lizzie, who's just run over here, confronts her. You're supposed to be my friend, but you didn't invite me to the greatest rager in history, she says. It was my mum's idea, says Marie. At least come up with a better lie, says Lizzie, hurt. It's the truth, says Marie. Wow, that's so cool, says Lizzie.
She says, do you know how sick to death I am of having to be perfect? And when she says this, it silences the whole party, except the audio backing track of the Urban Slugs, which continues. I'm so sick that there isn't a doctor on the planet who could cure me, Lizzie says, somewhat dramatically.
Yeah.
Suddenly, Mum and Dad run upstairs. Marie, Dad did it! Off camera. That could have been interesting to see.
There's a part that's supposed to be in the machine, but it isn't. The science maraca.
Yeah.
Says Mum.
So Dad is like, we're so close now. But then both parents, they start to warp and glitch. That high kid from before observes them and says, wow, tripping.
This is... Did you know... I almost didn't notice this, but Dad starts hiccuping and they start sort of expanding, and very, very low in the mix.
Yeah.
Eddie has some VO where he says, more hiccups. You know what that means.
What? I know.
It's like, yeah, I do, Eddie. It's happened 4 times in this movie. You don't need to tell me in VO.
It's less
happening.
It's less like supplementary exposition VO and more like a narration track, isn't it? Like kind of director's commentary.
It's the woman sat next to me at Beetlejuice saying, "Oh,
more hiccuping.
Beetlejuice."
I think we know what's going to happen. I think we know what's going to happen next.
There's Beetlejuice up to his old tricks.
Dinosaurs. So the audition for the Urban Slugs is over. Gotta say, Ballard, says the band leader, that actually didn't reek. Then Marie interrupts. Eddie, I need you to come to the lab. Mum and Dad have moments to live. Eddie's like, no, I don't want to. And then the band leader rounds on Eddie. He says, this is how it's going to be, Eddie, when we let you into the band every day, another emergency. He's had so far 0 emergencies.
His sister runs up and says that Mum and Dad are having some kind of medical emergency. Oh, here we go. Medical emergency, is it?
Your first commitment.
This is how it's going to be every day, is it?
Your first commitment must
the Urban
be to the
Slugs require commitment.
So this is interrupted anyway by Mum and Dad, who are now de-aged to age 7, scooting into the party on scooters going goo goo gaga, even though they're 7. Also, they've put on helmets because, of course, they have.
Eddie comes back in on the VO, says, nothing ruins a party more than having 2 7-year-olds run amok, especially when they're your parents.
It's like he's just auditioning like things to go on the back of the VHS box or something.
It's like, VO, Eddie, shut the f*** up. We're trying to watch the movie.
So Mum and Dad have bought the energy ball. They throw it into the air, even though it's supposed to not work. It glows blue and starts trying to kill every child. Excellent. It shoots towards the head of the boy who's high. and nearly kills him. And he says, excellent, because he's a high boy.
He's high. It smashes up a bunch of stuff. Is this what it's supposed to do? I've written. Dad runs in and sprays it with a sort of hose, and then he sprays a bunch of kids with a hose.
Yeah.
The orb goes up the high boy's shirt and sort of jacks him off.
He starts laughing and giggling in pleasure and rolling on the floor going, hee. Eventually Eddie smashes it with a tennis racket. You killed it, we're towing, say Mum and Dad.
We were only making just a little fun, says Mum.
This would be so much better if there were 2 7-year-olds, like, scooting around in, like, grown-up clothes that are too big.
Yes.
Oh. Anyway.
Me one stay here with the big kids, says Dad. They're dragged into the bathroom by their kids.
Danger, 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 danger!
We don't even know you.
We're your babysitters.
Because I'm 7 and we don't need no dumb babysitter.
Dumb.
Look, if you two don't behave, we're gonna make sure we give your parents a really bad
We'll do it. Yeah, we can do it too. We'll make absolutely sure that they punish you.
This is not super enjoyable viewing. I imagine it wasn't particularly pleasant listening either.
No. Oh, no, it really sucks. In the main house, the cooks are here, Corky and Chipster, or whatever they're called. They have the police.
Cook and Chipster cook. Yeah, they're here with a cop. They've killed the party. They're telling all the kids to get out. Marie is there. They say it's not fair to blame Marie. She is, after all, from a family with parents too preoccupied to ever set limits. Of course, it's no surprise that her children have spiraled out of control. You would never catch our Lizzie at a party like this, they say smugly. And then who should pop out from a side hatch?
And then the shattering reveal.
Oh no, it's Lizzie.
Lizzie is at a party like this.
Yeah.
In fact, this very party.
This one happening now. She defends the Ballards. She says they're incredibly cool. Stuff happens over here for no reason, and we all think that's neat.
Yeah, right. Stuff happens for no reason. Correct. But that's a script problem. Not a sign of how cool they are.
It's clever of this film to have a scene where someone says, we kids all think it's good when stuff happens for no reason.
Sure, the Ballards are wacky and their actions seem ill thought out and poorly motivated.
Sure, none of the Ballards seem to be on any kind of arc in particular, but they're actually having a good film. So Lizzie points out that her parents won't even let her have friends over for milk and cookies, whereas this family is spontaneously exploding non-stop. The camera keeps checking in with the high boy.
Yeah, people will be wondering how the high boy is reacting.
And the high boy will sort of raise his eyebrows or nod in agreement.
He'll steer the audience. Oh, we should... I'm also going to nod.
Maybe the high boy was also added in post. We need a high boy.
CGI.
We need a CGI high boy. A CG high boy.
He's so high. So, yes, the Ballards are a dangerous influence and they should be removed from our neighbourhood at once, says Lizzie's mum. Officers, I want you to arrest these people at once. Spontaneity isn't a crime, says Lizzie. And if you do get them evicted, don't expect to ever speak to me again.
So Lizzie's dad wants to talk to his daughter ever again, so the compromise is as follows. Call the party to a halt, and we'll consider giving your family one last chance. Marie seizes the opportunity and says, party's over, get out of here, all you kids, because of course she doesn't want a party to be happening at all. The high kid says, bummer.
It's Poochie the dog over here. So He's totally in my face.
Oh my god. Okay. So, downstairs, the 7-year-old kids, the parents with 7-year-old minds, don't want to find a missing part because they're children now. Eddie hatches a plan.
There's 30 minutes to the Poof Point. They're just constantly like slap fighting and arguing. It's awful to watch.
Eddie says whoever finds the missing part gets the first ride in the spaceship. The spaceship being the machine, of course. There is 20 minutes remaining, and we get a montage of them searching the house.
Fruitlessly.
Yeah. Mid-montage, Dad gets perilously close to Einstein, who is jealously guarding the object.
Yeah.
And sensing that he might lose his chance to kill the dad, Einstein sneaks away with it and hides it elsewhere. This repeats until eventually Einstein settles behind the stairs in the basement, where Eddie already searched.
Caution, 15 minutes to Poof Point, says the computer. The kids slump defeated.
So they actually only looked for 5 minutes. Like, they searched for 5 minutes, and then were like, well, I guess it's hopeless.
Yeah. I'll use the last 15 minutes to just shred hardcore on this electric guitar.
I'll slump hopelessly and then shred.
How can this be happening? If they poof this time, it's for real, say the kids.
Of course it is. This is like something that VO Eddie would say.
What does Highboy think of this? Who would have thought our parents are actually like us, they say. We hear hiccuping. They run upstairs and the parents are now wee babes. Mum is covered in spaghetti. Marigold, how old are you, says Marie. This many, she says, and holds up 2 fingers like a baby would.
I guess. So Eddie finds Dad in the toilet lathering himself in talcum powder.
Yep.
Naughty make a mess, he says happily. And then roughly
powders his son. This is where you came in, says Eddie in VO. Oh good, he's back. How could we save our parents without a vector modulator?
The kids wrestle their parents downstairs with the promise of popsicles, but they're all out of ideas because they don't have the vector modulator. Marie, however, has been thinking. She's worried that even if they find the modulator, it won't be enough.
This whole density and mass stuff, it wasn't based on Mom and Dad's weight. It was based on the weight of the goldfish.
Oh, no. Is that bad?
Oh, it's gotta be. I'm betting we're gonna have to redo all the math, or we'll never get him back.
Okay. You stay here and keep working, and I'll go get the bathroom scared.
Oh, doggy. Oh, doggy.
So what you just heard there is Dad Baby crawling over to Einstein to witness a dog, and then in voiceover, because it obviously wasn't clear, Eddie tells us Einstein had waited his whole life for Dad's attention, and when he finally got it, he gave him a special treat. And we see Einstein deliver unto Dad the vector modulator maraca.
Eddie wasn't present for this. How does he know this happened?
He does. Yeah, he does still very, very.
How does he know what the dog is thinking? 2 impossible things. Also, for him to know.
The only other way he would know it is if later, after the fact, his 2-year-old father sort of relayed it. But I don't see how that's possible either.
He couldn't have. Anyway, Dad has now got the science maraca.
Yep.
That's my ball, shrieks Mom. And then they sort of have an arguing slap fight again. It's awful to watch.
This would be so funny.
The vector modulator, say the kids.
Oh my God.
They're going to break it, quick. Dad throws it into the air. It goes all slow-mo. Eddie and the dog both dive for it. Eddie misses, but Einstein the dog grabs it.
Hooray.
Nice doggy, says Eddie.
Popular character Einstein the dog has saved the day.
Eddie now has the vector modulator. Poof point in 3 minutes, says the computer. Eddie puts it in the machine. The parents are taken inside.
Luckily, installing it just involves kind of like slamming it into a hatch.
Yeah, so it's fine. Dad sort of crushes Eddie by climbing on him for a horsey ride.
Okay,
they get dragged into the machine.
This is a really odd scene. This is the point where I'm like,
on for so long.
This would definitely be better with an actual 2-year-old.
Yeah,
because what you actually have now is Dad like pinning Eddie to the floor, slapping him to
with
giddy
his
up.
40-year-old bulk.
Yeah, as the breath is forced from young Eddie's body. Then Dad starts hopping around because he has to piss. Do you need to go potty? Asks Marie. Can't you hold it? Says Eddie. Naughty, do you know how to use the big boy potty? Asks Marie. And then I don't know why you can't just go in the machine and piss himself. Who cares? Who cares?
Piss. Just piss in the machine. There's 2 minutes till the poof point.
Is it because his weight has to be precise? He can't
He has to piss out 11 grams of piss before otherwise it's not going to work.
If he's going to piss, they have to measure and weigh the piss so they can subtract. Dad, quick piss into these scales.
No, it's just so Marie takes Dad to the bathroom, but she doesn't sort of go in. She just stands outside, and apparently he's like pissing weird inside the toilet.
I mean, this is the point at which the film sort of loses its nerve, because I guess, if you're going to have the parents have the mind of a 2-year-old, you should probably do a comedy potty scene, but you probably don't want to show like Marie having to, I guess, pull Dad's trousers and underwear down and help him urinate and then like tidy him up. Like, so she's just outside and you sort of hear, I don't know what you hear.
Whatever he's doing in there.
Also, like, he can use the big boy potty, right? They don't need, when Marie says like, oh, I'll take you, she just takes him there and he's like, yeah, all right. and then goes and
then lets him in, and then he comes out and he goes, Norton made a pee-pee.
Yeah.
And then he says, do you want to see it? And they say, no, we're fine. You've got 1 minute until you die. He gets shoved into the machine. And then Marie goes, here goes nothing, and starts doing time travel.
Oh my God.
Maths,
Okay.
She can apparently do.
I am more annoyed by this than anything that has come before. So Marie and Eddie get Mum and Dad onto the pad, and they rush to the workstation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what this should have been...
Yes.
This should have been, like, the kids learning to be like their parents. Because at the beginning of the movie, they're like, our parents are nothing like us, and we're nothing like our parents.
Yeah.
And over the course of the movie, it turns out that actually parents were kids once too, and yada, yada, yada. And, like... And then it becomes clear, as you heard Marie say, that Eddie and Marie are going to have to be like their parents and do some clever science. Oh my gosh.
And they're like, wow, I actually understand this stuff. I never thought I would.
I know. It'd be like,
but it turns out that maybe like listening to Mum and Dad, that's all actually gone in, and I understand this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Or something, or like, I don't know but Marie did the maths off camera. So they sit down at the computer.
I would accept any explanation for this.
Yeah.
And instead of what they give us, which is no explanation for this.
Marie sits down at the camera and says 7/x/BV5299 mass plus density / just like that, and just sort of goes off on this like science rubbish.
Yeah. Danger. Poof point in 10 seconds, says the machine. They press enter. Timeline unlocked.
What?
Says the computer. I don't know. They spin in the air. They spin around. The machine spins to a stop, and suddenly they're back to normal.
Hooray.
What? Oh, my word, says Dad. Did we, in fact, take ourselves to the very brink of Poof Point? What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Weirdly, nonsensically, they seem to remember what happened. Just bits and pieces, son, explains Mum. Did I say something about making pee-pee, says Dad hilariously.
Yeah.
And then he sees the dog and likes it. So
yeah, he likes the dog.
He's learned something.
I'm happy to be back, says Dad. They all hug. Woof, says the dog. Einstein, our dear, sweet, faithful dog. Did that just come out of my mouth? Ha ha ha. Everyone's like laughing and hugging.
Later on, upstairs, Mum and Dad say, how perfectly thrilling for you and Eddie to come upon and correct an error in our calculations that even we failed to notice. And my note is, that does indeed sound thrilling. It would have been nice to see it.
It would have been nice to see that happen.
Yeah, but we didn't. And then we hear in VO, since all this happened, we've been doing a lot more together as a family, like barbecues and playing music. We see some indoor barbecuing, as I mentioned before, and some shredding and taking trips.
Yeah.
Now he's to camera again. We just returned from a little time travelling to 1975, where I got to play bass with Bob Marley and the Wailers. Now that's smooth and cool.
He's wearing a dreadlock hat. He says, now that's smooth and cool. Peace, Mon, he continues.
Yes.
And the film ends.
He plays some reggae and the film ends. Absolute.
Jesus Christ.
Absolute disaster.
What else can you say?
There were so many like off ramps for this film to be good. I feel like.
To be good.
Or
many
at
like
least
loose threads they could have picked, spun gold on the floor. They could have just picked up.
I think this movie actually compares. Maybe I'm sort of comparing it mostly because of Taj Mowry, but like it actually reminds me quite a lot of Hounded.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's basically just chaos. It's basically just like chaos within one house, like endless sort
it's
of
just
slapstick.
him running. It's just Taj Mowry running from room to room,
being owned and
dealing with being owned and dealing with overwhelming
comic
situations.
amounts of mess and misadventure and stuff.
Yeah.
But in Hounded, it's funny because there's a bit where a dog is fired like a cannon at someone's face.
Into his face,
and it's But here you've just got like the parents going, we do have to do some guy with a pee-pee.
Did a pee-pee in my pants? And you're like, okay, but you're 40.
I know. Okay, so the only other thing I have on this is that I wanted to learn more about the Urban Slugs.
Of course, why wouldn't you?
So I did a little bit of digging. In the credits, the songs are listed as being by an act called The Flare, and I found a blog which was written by the drummer, Ryan Bradford, who wrote a blog post about the experience. It's called Confronting Mortality While Watching Myself on Disney+. So I think it's sort of like adult reflections of this sort of child role.
Of being in the Poof Point.
I'll read you. It's an interesting read. I'll read you a few excerpts. Back in 2001, I played drums in a pop-punk band called The Flair. Our music was squeaky clean and inoffensive, exactly what you'd expect from a group of high schoolers who grew up in Utah. And that's how our band landed a role in the Poof Point. Perhaps we weren't overtly going for the pop-punk band in a made-for-TV Disney movie sound, but it certainly didn't hurt when we were cast as the pop-punk band in a made-for-TV Disney movie. Brackets, it also didn't hurt that our guitarist dad was the director of photography on the Poof Point.
Well, there you go.
And here's some just great intel. The party scene took 5 days to film. And can you believe 5 days to film? The party scene took 5 days to film.
This whole movie took 5 days to film.
And I remember the movie set just becoming redolent with teen hormones during that week. Everyone was hooking up with each other, or at least trying to.
Oh my God.
I remember finding a copy of Marx's Communist Manifesto in Eddie's room.
What?
The Flair also set up a pretty good side gig by selling copies of the Flair album, which Disney paid us to record, to all the movie star kids. So there you go. Watching the party scene now, it feels strangely representative of the behind-the-scenes energy. It's at once dull and frantic. All at once, there are kids that seem way too young to be at any party. Everyone stands around in ridiculous clothing picked by grown-ups with no concept of style/dignity/taste.
And also there was a high boy.
And also High Boy was there.
He was sort of CG. He was like a hologram. You couldn't touch him. Oh boy, that's treasure. Well done for unearthing that.
So there you go. So, well done. I thought the Urban Slugs were a little high point in this movie. So
yeah,
there you go.
Great.
Okay, can I read you some emails, Andy?
Yes, please.
And then that way we don't have to talk about the Poof Point anymore.
Great.
Lars Goldberg writes in on the subject of horse disposal.
Oh God, not again! Come on.
I thought you might be interested to know that a zoo in southwest Sweden has recently started to offer horse corpse disposal via lion. Instead,
I'm not interested to know that. No, you don't know me at all.
Andy, your eyebrows have gone up as if to say, tell me more. Well, Lars writes, instead of putting the animals down and having the corpses buried or burnt, horse owners can bring their animals to the zoo, where experienced animal handlers will euthanize the animal and it will be fed to the famous African lions or frozen for later use. So, there you go.
Yeah, that's what they tell you. They throw that horse alive into the lion enclosure.
There's a translated article. Our animals benefit from sometimes being able to partake of whole animals, not only the meat, but also the fur, mane, skin, and bones.
The horse looks around. What's this? A door's opening. Out come 11 mutant super baboons. Whatever comes through that door.
We've got a better chance of survival if it's not a team of mutant super baboons. Oh no, it is mutant super baboons. Okay,
it's the one thing we didn't want to happen.
Okay, right. I do. Let me also read you something that isn't about horse corpses. Okay,
I would love that so much.
Okay. This comes via CJ. I wanted to email following the Life Size episode because I have some very important information about Tyra Banks. Did you know she wrote a novel? It's called Model Land, and it's very much like The Cheetah Girls, as well as the works of David Cronenberg. I've attached some particularly good excerpts from when I read it. Cheers. Now, Andy, I'm going to send you some pages. Just a couple, and I just want you to read them to me sight unseen. Okay? All right.
Okay. Her father, the mighty Chris Cream Crobat, was going to execute a new move that evening. Circo del Sol had billed it as the first time any human had ever attempted such a feat. Mrs. Della Creme, was full of pride that evening too. However, right as Tuki's father had reached the 7th story landing on the stage, Mrs. Delacreme pulled out her mirror to add a bit of wrinkle redux to her tanned and hideously lined face. I want to look my best when the cameras all turn to me after his feast is done, she murmured. But the mirror caught a beam of light that shone right into Chris Cream Crobat's eyes, momentarily blinding him. In a panic, he lost his footing and fell 7 stories. Most acrobats would have had extensive injuries or even died, but not Tuki's nimble father. He tucked his body and landed smoothly on his upper back, propelling himself forward into a smooth tumble. After a 7-story Sorry. The audience erupted into cheers. Kris Cream Crobat then arched upwards to stand from his backbend and face his adoring, applauding, whistling, screaming fans. Ever the devoted showman, he thrust himself forward into a deep bow, impaling his eye on one of the 5-foot swords at the perimeter of the stage. What is this book about?
It's about a group of kids who I think are kidnapped and taken to like a magic school called Model Land, where they have to learn to be models.
Where the instructors all impale their heads on swords.
Now read this page.
Lynn's mouth fell open. Who are you calling Wrinkleface? Meanwhile, the twisted, rabid, hunchbacked figure the pilgrims had named Hunchy expertly speared a tumble terror and hurled it to the ground. He then took off his boots, revealing razor-sharp claws, lifted his foot and sliced the creature's human torso. It yelped in a deep human-sounding voice. Hunchy reached into the fresh gap in the torso, sifted through various organs that were still operating and pulled out the pancreas. He then placed the entire bloody organ in his mouth. An unsatisfied look illuminated his face and he quickly spat the pancreas out, wiping his tongue on any trace remnants. The sweetbreads he desired, the reason for his trek, was so close, yet so far within a certain pale-skinned Unica who resided in Model Land. Macy Kamata slid his backpack straps over his shoulders and glared at the group. Okay, today marks our passage through the first level of the barrier. What the
This book is what? There are about like 7 more solid gold pages that CJ sent. We don't have time to read any more, but it is just, man, it just does not let up.
Why is there a twisted, rabid, hunchbacked figure called Hunchy? Why is he slashing people's human torsos with his sharp claws?
Yeah, okay. So...
Wow.
One review noted that although Model Land promotes self-esteem and confidence in girls, it is less than empowering since it is all to a depressing consumerist end, calling it a nonsensical, nightmarish acid trip that seemed like it would never end, with more made-up words and terms than a Klingon translation of a Dr. Seuss book.
Damn. That is not what I was expecting from a book called Model Land by Tyra Banks.
No.
I've got to say.
Yeah, you didn't expect that anyone would be impaling their eyes and having their guts torn out.
But yeah, claw-footed hunchback.
Yeah.
That's something.
Oh, Hunchy.
Oh, Hunchy, what do you like? Luke, you're probably wondering what decom we're doing next.
Very much so, yes.
Well, great news, Luke. It's another musical one.
Yes!
And one that a lot of people have been asking us to cover, actually. So hopefully this will go down well. We're doing 2008's Camp Rock.
Okay, this is very exciting because I think this might be the latest chronologically that we've ever done.
Yeah, we're going later and later. So I will now read you the description on Disney+.
Yes, please.
Mitchie gets the chance to spend a summer at a prestigious music camp.
Okay, I could have guessed that from the title.
That's rubbish. All right, how about this?
Yeah.
Mitchie Torres, Demi Lovato, gets the chance of a lifetime attending Camp Rock, the prestigious musical camp.
Ooh.
But while working hard to perfect her musical talents, Mitchie discovers how competitive the campers are. When her life takes an unpredictable twist, Mitchie learns that it's important to be true to yourself. With help from instructors like Shane Gray, brackets Joe Jonas, who has returned to camp to find himself, as well as some new inspiration, Mitchie will confront her fears while learning to step into the spotlight.
And that's when Hunchy bursts through the wall.
Hunchy eviscerates her with his talons.
It gobbles down Joe Jonas's pancreas.
Pancreas? The delicious sweetbreads.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
cool.
I don't have anything to say. I'm just thinking about Model Land.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/extra helpings for bonus episodes of the show. Where we are reviewing the Disney Channel original TV series So Weird. We're on to season 3. It is absolutely buck wild. There was one we just did about a hypnotism video game. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So patreon.com/extra helpings to sign up and listen to those episodes. They are so good.
We also have merch. Head to momcan'tcookstore.com or bonesforbowser.com if you want to peruse. And if you want to email the show with any decom treasure that you found lying around, you can do so at momcan'tcookpod@gmail.com. I suppose now for the outro I'll have to be a baby again, won't I?
I'd rather you didn't. Oh no, who's this coming in through a side hatch?
It's Hunchy.
It's Hunchy. Oh, you've reached Hunch Point. Why didn't we?
He's gorging himself. Is he satisfied? He's not satisfied.
No, I don't think he is. Oh, folks, if we're not back next week, you'll have to recap Camp Rock on your own. just warn Joe Jonas. His pancreas must be saved.
It's a national treasure.
Hey, Luke. So I know we got fired from our previous job at the toy complaints department, but luckily I've secured us a new position, and it's extremely favourable. That's right, we're favourable. Yep, I've patented the word because we work at the patent office now, Luke, and we're going through everyone's patent applications, which is very exciting.
Okay, what do we got?
All right, let's see what we got here. The inventing team of Amory Pearson, Louise Lola, Clarky the bearded coach driver, Jonathan 420, and R Book Monster. Let's see what they've got here on their patent document. Oh, it's a time machine that doesn't send you back in time or make you younger, but does make your brain age backwards and then you die.
Okay.
Okay.
That seems bad.
It seems bad, but we're not here to pass judgment. We're just here to give them a patent.
Exactly.
So approved.
Patent
Stamped.
approved. Quinn is seething. Nerdazoid brackets Sean, Michael Saul, Chris Pryor, and John Sharplin. I love this patent application that you've put in here for a flamethrower that only works in very small rooms. I think that could be pretty good. I mean, it doesn't sound like it sounds like it'll hurt a lot of people, but I suppose the market will decide. Patent approved.
Approved. Right. Nurse Jake, Adam Snig, Tony B, Shane Entee, and Paul Stokes. We have here it's a sort of healing elixir that doesn't heal you, but it is extremely volatile and does detonate at random, taking off your arm and probably half your face, it says here. Hey, I mean, approved. Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, not here to pass judgment.
What the hell? Okay, Andy, Homemade Mask, Limited Patience, brackets, Kiz, Autumn Holloway, and Moth Vampire. I see here your patent application for an operating system that uses on-screen rectangles to distinguish individual apps, and you're calling it Windows. No way. This is. I'm gonna have Silly Billy Gates on the phone if I approve this. Not approved.
Silly Billy Gates. What's he gonna do about it?
I'll tell you what.
He's a silly Billy.
Throw me out one of his windows.
That's true. That's how he got his name. All right, the inventing team of Adam Steele, Jambo Number 5, Kyle Bain, Jack Fabian, and Tim Craven. This is interesting. It's a flying car that doesn't fly per se, but it does travel fast along the ground. Hang on, this is just a car. Oh, here it is. It crashes a lot, way more than a normal car. Okay, good. Approved.
Okay.
Now you're thinking like the Poof Point.
Lord of the Salt Doctrine, Moist Drippings, Jeebus Pierce Jones, Blake Courtney Rail, Paul Stevens. This is an application for a high-speed tramway that goes too high speed and crashes if it detects a pig in its proximity. It's called an anti-pig tram.
Interesting.
And it says here that you want to build tramways all through the central United States, right through the middle of farmland. Okay, well, I mean, it's not escaped my notice that that's going to be pig-heavy territory and that this train is going to crash pretty much immediately. So, approved, but with a heavy heart.
Right, Snowy Owl, Prince Reynard, Cole Mastro, Will Thomas, and Business Corgi. Here we have a perpetual motion machine that, makes your brain age backwards and then you die. How does this keep happening? Approved, I guess, but I don't have to like it.
Rue Kyler, Vintage Alicia, Hannah Kirchner, Christoph, and Z-Man. These diagrams appear to describe a brand new bassist for the Urban Slugs. I mean, it looks pretty good, but I don't know. I'm not sure it's very smooth. Patent denied.
Fair enough. Okay, who have we got here? It's Duchess, Brandon Plesh, Rory James, Sarah Mattix, and Elizabeth. They have invented a channel for kids where they'll show fun kids movies and stuff, but they'll be about like satanic spells to resurrect dolls and boys making sex holograms and like Irish stereotypes and hang on, wait, the first letter of each of those spells M. Eisner. Get out of here, Eisner, not approved.
He scampers back into the vents.
Nice try. Get back in your side hatch.
Crapolio, Mike Cavanna, Keith Hall, The Monk, and Who Needs to Sleep. I love what you've trying to patent here, inspired by the Poof Point. It's a microwave, but it doesn't have a door. So it's different from it's faster than a microwave because you don't have to waste all that time closing the door that puts a door between you and all of the microwaves.
Smart.
So yeah, I can really see this saving a lot of time. Yes, approved.
Alan St. George, Saz Thompson, Angel Beat, Danny Boya, and Danny Ward. They've invented a jetpack that does let you fly at hundreds of miles per hour and lifts you off the ground, but it only lifts you off the ground about 1 foot. So the flights will mostly be short and, it says here, fatal. So yes, approved. Love it.
Hypermole, Hef, Morven Butterworth, Seish, and Ethan Lappin. What do we have here? Well, it seems to be some kind of arcade game where you race around the iconic Suzuka Raceway in Japan for how many hours here? 7 hours of Suzuka. Yes, I mean, yeah, it's not sort of raising any flags on my system. Yeah,
I think
any more would be simply too much Suzuka. Hard approve.
Clint Hannah Lopez, Ash, Ray Medema, Megan Tors, and Julian Rundlitz. They've invented food in pill form, but it doesn't satisfy your hunger. In fact, it makes your brain age backwards and then you die. Can we please figure this out, people? Approved.
Chase Baker, Ethan Pearson, Matt S., Luke's crippling horse corpse removal addiction, and Will Pohoretsky. This patent application just is the words energy ball on an otherwise blank piece of paper. There's even a little question mark after where it says energy ball. Approved, I guess. I look forward to it.
That's good stuff. All right, next inventing team, E.T., Liz L., Danny Capp, Ben Pilkington, and Cara Dennison. They've invented a talking speedboat, but it is extremely argumentative and will often not do whatever it is you want to do just to prove a point. Approved. Good stuff.
Beverly W. Michael Olson, Smash Savannah Burger Boys and Girl, Raging Angel, and Andrew the Osteogent. I love your application here. It's pretty good. It appears to be some kind of sophisticated sex chair. It's got a lot of straps. It says it is unfortunately too close to the sophisticated sexual arms of Dr. Octopus. No, I'm not tangling with Marvel, not tangling with Disney, not again. Sorry, you're going to have to make it more original. Not approved.
All right, Zora Stingray, Philip Stevens, Andy Meany, and moon activist Sage Borealis. They've invented a new kind of dog. Dog 2, they're calling it. Some big new improvements in this one, folks. Wi-Fi enabled. It's got dailies. You gotta log into Dog 2 every day.
Is it make your brain age backwards? Did you die?
Oh yeah, sorry, I've just turned the page. The Dog 2 does unfortunately make your brain age backwards until you die. Well, we'll figure that out in beta. Approved.
Daniel Rogers, Chris Ngiache, and Matthew Cowan. What's this? It seems to be some kind of important maraca.
Hey, I've seen all I need to see. Approved.
It just says important maraca.
First prize.
Important maraca? Question mark.
Question mark.
You win first prize in the patent office. You get the
well done.
Congrats. And you know what? That was actually our 1,000,000th patent. So you win the big prize, which is your thing gets made and delivered into the hands of every American.
Yeah, American listeners, look forward to your science maraca.
The big maraca is
on the
coming
way
to you.